Hello, Speed Gaming. We are back with the Super Metroid Map Randomizer Hard Tricky Multi-Category Winter 2026 Tournament. I swear that gets longer every time. We have Harley Hardt. Harley Hardt versus mr.zebra. This is first round of our copper bracket. So to explain the format a little bit, we have a gold bracket, which is the main bracket. That's a double elimination bracket, has 64 entrants. And then we have a few supplemental brackets. Copper bracket is for the runners who lose their first two rounds of the tournament. So 16 runners are in copper bracket. And then we have a bronze bracket for those who lose the second round of losers, and then we have a silver bracket for those who go to the third round of losers up to, I believe, top 8 is where the cutoff is. So it kind of gives an opportunity for people who get out of the tournament early to still race and be matched up against people who are closer to their skill level, because it's always rough when you're seeded against like the top seeds of the tournament early on, and just you're expected to be out early. Also joining me on commentary, I have Bastion Blue and Horse Girl on tracking. How you doing today, Bastion? How you feeling about this race?
I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here. Happy I got here on time. I had bass guitar class right before this, so I was rushing home to get here. I'm very happy to be here, Word. I'm happy to be doing commentary with you, and I'm happy to be here with Horse Girl doing tracking, and I'm definitely interested in this match here. This is a copper bracket match between Harley Hardt and mr.zebra, and I think we're going to be in for a good show here. Word, it looks like our runners have chosen item draft starting out. What were the items that got vetoed by both runners?
Right, so Zebra vetoed first, and he vetoed Varia, and then Harley vetoed X-Ray, then Harley picked Speed, and then Zebra picked Spring Ball. So no suits to start, which is I don't know. Suits are one of the very tempting picks you might see, where if it having a suit covers a lot of things, like a lot of potential weaknesses, but also it can open the seat up quite a lot. Speed booster is definitely one that there's a lot of checks that can be covered by speed and only speed, so I would almost call it a safe pick, so you don't have to worry about it. Later on.
I do think it's surprising that we didn't end up with a suit. I'm wondering if mr.zebra is expecting some underwater movement, or possibly counting on some underwater movement.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see, what happens. And, we've also got speed boots. So speed boots does open up a couple of avenues that are normally locked down without it. So that's one less thing for the runners to have to worry about. So now that we're, sort of settled in and everything, I do think it's pretty surprising that off the bat we have Mother Brain literally in the first room. It's worth, although I don't think this is a big deal, but it is worth pointing out that mr.zebra did not go into the Mother Brain room, so does not know that Mother Brain is in. Wait a minute. Okay. Zebra got map. So
did he?
Yeah,
okay.
My bad.
Looks like Harley is trying to get the map here with a Shine Spark. There's a few ways to get up this room. You can do a wall jump on the right side, which is very precise. You can get if you have a runway coming from the middle left door, you can get a running start and wall jump that way off the right side. I don't recall what room that was heading into Bubble Mountain.
That was Mother Brain room. I think. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think so.
That would make sense.
I want to point something out here. Something I thought that was really creative, Word, and I've never seen it before. But getting over the super blocks in the crate entrance if you only Zebra only had 2 supers
Mm-hmm.
and shot out the top 2 blocks, and then just jumped over them with like a little like a short hop pointing down. And
Yes.
I have never seen that before, and I thought that was really creative.
Yeah. I think that actually is in logic. It's not something that comes up very often. Um, but like sometimes a seed early on might give you a single super pack and actually expect you to go through that way without a farm on the other side. Um,
Mm.
it's one of those kind of trial by fire things you might have to learn if you played enough of these seeds, because otherwise you just get stuck. Yeah, there's Mother Brain. So I don't do that. I think that's technically enough runway actually to do the
Yeah.
jump in Bubble Mountain,
I'm
but it's
pretty
tricky.
sure it is. I mean, it's gonna be a tighter jump. It's gonna be a tighter
Hmm.
jump, but I'm pretty sure it is. There might be
Speaking,
we might be in a situation where our runners might not be familiar with that jump or thinking that they might need longer runway, which does happen.
yeah.
There's a lot of knowledge checks in Super Metroid. It's hard to know everything.
It's also tricky with the Mother Brain room in particular because you have those Rinkas coming at you as soon as you enter the room. So it can be tricky trying to set that up to. Oh, okay. So Harley sparking across from the top left to get this map instead of trying to come up from the bottom, which,
Yes.
I mean, understandable. That's kind of a creative way to get it too, because
Yeah.
she could even. Because she reverted back to the start in order to do this, but if she has another save with the 2 tanks, oh, I see. The save was down a soft lock, because you can't wall jump back up from there.
Right.
That makes sense
I
now.
do want to say though that I think that was very creative, and I'm liking a lot of the creativity here that I'm seeing from our runners and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I think that kind of stuff can really happen a lot of the time in like copper and bronze. Seeing players come up with like really creative ways to get through rooms and problems and stuff. I think that's one of the main things that makes the copper and like bronze brackets like so exciting and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Because like, especially with if we're talking like top runners who have seen the same scenarios a million times over, a lot of them just kind of have a flow chart. Like, oh, I see this, I do that. I see this room, I do this, and like when you don't have the kind of experience that those runners do, a lot of times, sometimes you're just forced to come up with creative solutions just because you haven't seen something before, and a lot of
Right.
times seeing what people come up with can be really cool because it's like, oh, I never even thought of that.
Yeah, definitely. I want to point out that Mr. Zebra has located Morph Ball here in Brinstar
Yeah.
and has located Morph. So that does give Mr. Zebra an advantage. And of course, with Spring Ball,
Oh.
Mr. Zebra can navigate underwater sections a lot easier. Of course, high jump boot would still give you more options, but we haven't seen high jump yet. But Mr. Zebra can at least navigate underwater sections easier.
Yeah, I just noticed the route to get to that morph ball, and it was pretty unusual. You had to go up to the top right of Bubble Mountain to go down an elevator to come across left, because like the room with morph is connected to Bubble Mountain, but it's through 2 power bomb blocks or like a morph tunnel with a bunch of bomb blocks. So like in either case, you need morph ball to actually get through to there. But you can go up and around to get there the long way.
Very tricky start here. I'm so sorry. I had to mute for a moment because I just had a little sneezing fit. So
totally understandable.
That time of year, right? So we're almost 10 minutes in. Mr. Zebra's a little ahead of Harley.
Yeah.
With X-Ray and Morph. and wave. That does present a problem for Harley. I'm hoping that she figures out where is the right place
Yeah.
to head. I would love it if we could get to like, 3, matches, 3 rounds in this match. I think it would be really exciting.
Yeah. You love to
Um,
see game threes.
oh yeah, absolutely. You love to see it. Um, Harley is a little bit behind Mr. Zebra, but I think it's, I think it's any person's game here so far.
Yeah. There's a lot left in this seed.
Mhm.
But she has the map now, so hopefully she can spot the path down to those majors.
Yes.
Because that's where she needs to go, is down
Mhm.
down through Brinstar. Because until
Mhm.
you get that morph, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Right. There's not really a whole lot you can do in Super Metroid without Morph Ball. There's a few things you can do, but not many. Um, Harley's caught up on E-Tanks, which is good. She's making her way through it a little bit.
Yeah.
Um,
Unfortunately, this room here, she won't be able to get back up unless the major down here gives her some movement of some kind. High jump would do it. Grapple would do it. Bombs wouldn't help because she doesn't have morph to use those bombs. So this is a bit of a scary spot here. She's gone down a one-way.
Ooh,
So
the
if she
little
doesn't
the
find a
little
way
ball
back
got
up,
away.
this could be really problematic.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, she didn't.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
That room has a morph tunnel.
Yeah, that's tough. It happens.
Yeah.
It happens. That's the thing that's happened to all of us. I think Harley's weighing her options. I think the best thing to do right now would just use the pivot save and just get back out of there. Oh, it's a tough call.
Yep.
Zebra's going through it. Zebra's in Rick's ship right now, just sort of going through all of it. There's a couple of heated rooms, so Mr. Zebra's having to, go back to this health refill station right here. Having to frequent that. Lot of heated rooms around here. Word, a lot of heated rooms.
And this is kind of a tricky spot. With only 2 tanks, two tanks gives you access to logically cross a good number of the heated rooms. But at the same time, it's kind of scary because what if there's 2 heated rooms back to back? And if you don't have the map to tell you how all the heated rooms are mapped out, it can be really tricky trying to figure out and just it's guesswork at a certain level. Like which hell run am I supposed to do to actually get through all of this?
Exactly. Yeah. Which hell run am I supposed to do? It's hard to tell sometimes. It really is. Which is why your pivot saves are such a big deal. Mr.
Zebra finding high jump.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Zebra's starting to acquire a little bit of a lot of movement capabilities here. They don't have space yet, or gravity, or grapple, but spring ball and high jump and speed. That's a lot of movement. There's a lot you can do with that. I'd like to also point out that Harley just picked up Morph Ball. So I think that there's a good opportunity here for Harley to get back on track and everything.
Yeah.
And I think she still has a good opportunity here to do that because Zebra is going to a lot of different places. It kind of looks like Rick's ship is more of like a hub type of area. And the hubs can be really difficult because it's like choose your door.
Yep. This is it's a very non-linear seed, it looks to be, which is good for Harley because linear seeds can be really rough because if you get behind in a linear seed and your opponent doesn't make any huge mistakes, it's really tough to actually come back from that deficit. Whereas in a non-linear seed, even if you're like 10 minutes behind, you could make another decision later in the seed that takes you on a different path that makes up for the time that you lost in the early game.
Right, right. So utilizing spring ball, Zebra is going to go up the G4 room.
Yep. Ooh. I think, yeah, this room is in logic with high jump and spring. Yeah.
I do want to point out, though, that I have a little bit of a history with this room, and this room with only spring ball is not fun.
Nope. Is that even possible?
It is possible with just morph and spring, but it is a huge pain in the behind. It is not a fun room to deal with, but Zebra's not going to have any problems with that because Zebra's got high jump. There's, it gives you a lot more mobility in this room right here. East Ocean, part of the fabled Forgotten Highway, as us speedrunners like to call it.
Yeah, I keep seeing room names with Forgotten Highway on them, and like I don't speedrun the vanilla game enough for that to mean anything. Like, what does Forgotten Highway mean? How am I supposed to know which room that is?
That's so funny. Yeah, it's just a different culture, I think, between speedrunners and randomizer players, because Forgotten Highway is that weird, quirky little maze-like area from that starts at the east of Wrecked Ship and goes all the way into the back end of Meridia. It's a very quirky little maze-like area over there. And the reason why it's called Forgotten is that there's pretty much no reason for any speedrunner in almost any category to go over there. So I used to run Hundo a long time ago, and even in 100% item collection, there is no reason to go over there at all. I think the only reason you go over there is if you're playing, I think, like 100% map tile collection, and that's the only reason to do that.
That's great.
Yeah,
because I do remember like playing the game like casually, not knowing any speedrun routes or anything like that. I would always just take that route because it's like, oh, I killed Fantoon, I got gravity suit, I should be going to Meridia, right? And that seems like the most direct route to Meridia, but it's really not at all.
Yeah, that's what's so funny about that. That is that it's really not. I mean, it's easy to do at that point if you're playing the vanilla game, but like, it's not technically like the easiest way to get in there. It is an interesting way to get in there, though. I'll say that. I always thought that whole area was really fun when I was a little girl, because it's just like, ooh, I found something weird back here. What's going on back here? It's so weird.
All right.
So I kind of have a special appreciation for that area of the game. But yes, the match. So what's going on here, Word?
So I know Zebra is gonna be blinding Wreck Ship for a while. Looks like he's just gonna go back to Bryn at this point, because the map is locked behind power bombs. So until our runners find power bombs of some kind, they're not even gonna be able to get to that Wreck Ship map. But we do know that Mother Brain is here. We know Fantoon is not here because of the layout of the rooms that are connected to that map. But Harley entering Wreck Ship as Zebra is leaving, so she might be able to make up a bit of progress here. So we know high jump was here. That was probably the biggest thing we found. Also, bombs and wave beam were the things that were past that East Ocean.
Spacer.
Yes, Spacer. Right. Yeah, we got wave beam elsewhere. Oh yeah, Harley has wave beam. So I forgot where
Harley
that was.
does have wave beam.
That was Main Street, wasn't it? Yeah. I think that was Main Street.
Zebra is making a lot of progress here, finding a lot of majors, but at the same time, we haven't seen any bosses killed. I don't think we've even seen any bosses on any map besides Mother Brain. So it's a little hard to say exactly where we're at in a general sense with these runners right now, but Mr. Zebra does have an advantage because they have so many more majors, and I know that with ice and wave, Mr. Zebra has a way to do the Zebetite skip without having to worry about ammo and everything. Our first set of power bombs that we've seen so far.
Yeah,
What do you think
definitely
Harley's
the
option? Go ahead. Go ahead.
definitely the bombs and the high jump are the biggest things here that Zebra has over Harley at the moment. Spazer and Ice are helpful, but not the most impactful just yet.
Right. If you were Harley here, what kind of options do you think you would be weighing towards there?
I to me, I'm just looking for more stuff. Because with the loadout she has right now, you don't have a ton of options for navigating things. I'm just looking for the next major to give me a direction to go. So, blinding wreck ship. Just at that point, I'm just blinding where I'm at, trying not to overlook any important paths or doors. So I'm not skipping anything important. But until I find that next major to give me a direction to go in, I don't really have much to go off of, because she got Morph and Wave, and that's kind of it so far. Because we started with Speed Booster and Spring Ball. Though that G4 elevator does make me think I should be expecting high jump soon, which we know from Zebra that it is nearby.
Okay. Ooh, Harley
This is
kind of
gonna be
running into
tricky.
a tough situation here.
Get the health, please. Oh, shit.
Oh,
So close.
I hope that wasn't too far for her. I don't think it was. She still has wave.
Yeah, and the wreck ship entrance is right there. So yeah, that wasn't too far back.
Okay, so yeah, I think Harley's gonna be okay here. I think she played her cards right with that pivot save or that safety save or whatever.
Charge beam for
Ooh.
Zebra. It's a bit of a tricky room to go for.
That is a
with the
tricky
health.
room. That is a tricky room. That's definitely one of my kryptonite rooms right there.
Mhm.
That's a tough one. It's hard to manage health in there, and
Yeah.
even when you're wall jumping up the side of it, it's very easy to take a hit from one of the lava bugs in there, and then just fall to the
Yep.
bottom, and then that's it. Especially on a single tank or two.
Yeah, you really need to have good crumble jumps to feel in any way confident about that room. If you're going up, you can wall jump off the sides of the crumble blocks fairly safely. But if you ever get hit or break spin somehow, you have to be able to crumble jump to restart your spin jump. You can also freeze enemies on the platforms. That's what we saw Zebra do just there. That's probably the intended way, like what the developers intended for people to do with that, short of space jump. You can also use Spring Ball. If you hold jump when you land with Spring Ball, you will jump on frame 1. So that's just a free crumble jump, but obviously you're not spin jumping when you use Spring Ball, so you can't like wall jump out of that or anything. All right, Harley finding her high jump. Now that should be an immediate indicator to go up G4 elevator, but I think it's also the right option to check the elevator that you're right next to first. You don't want to leave anything behind this early.
I think this is a good option. I do agree with you right here, right there, Word.
Careful. Okay.
Oh, I know. Those little, what do they call them? Snapdragons? Is that what they're called or something?
Something. Alcoon, maybe?
Alcoon. I'm never going to remember that.
I only remember it because it's in the seed hash. I know that's the name of an enemy because it's in seed hashes whenever we start races.
That's so funny.
Okay.
I still have all of my names for the enemies that I had created when I was a little girl playing this. So
nice. Yeah, no, I definitely have those for the video games I grew up with. The blue shells in Mario Kart.
Yeah, the blue shells.
My family always called them Roadrunners.
Roadrunners.
Because in Mario Kart 64, they always follow the direct middle of the track and just knock anyone out of the way if they're on the road. And then in future games, it even does the beep beep. So it's just like, it's just a Roadrunner. That's what it is. Why would you call it anything else?
Word. I love that. I love that so much. That's so funny. Zebra finding a second set of power bombs. Not as immediately important right now since I have regular bombs, but I would say under most circumstances, I think a second set of power bombs is a nice thing to have, even if you do just have regular bombs.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm never feeling comfortable on just 5 power bombs. Harley here, I think, is facing a bit of a knowledge check because you see East Ocean, and that's a scary room to go into if you're not sure you can get back.
Right.
And I think that's exactly what she's dealing with here. It's like, I could go down there, but that could be a one-wayer where I could be soft-locked, and I don't have a save
Right.
after
And
high jump.
yeah, and it's scary.
Unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, we know that is the way forward because that's where you find your bombs. And I have a feeling she's not going to be able to progress very much without those bombs.
Right. Zebra did take a hit at Ninja Metal Pirates. I don't really think that this is too much of a loss for Zebra, though. I don't think it was that far back. Um, but you know, I think I wonder. Interesting. Okay. I wonder what Zebra's. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. But yeah, I will say something about East Ocean, where it is that, if you don't know a lot about East Ocean is really, really, really scary.
Yeah.
I remember, I came in, I think, last place on a weekly one time because I went into East Ocean from the right to left. I went in there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, without high jump or spring or gravity, thinking that I could use just like wall jumps off of like the little corners of the platforms right above the water. Thinking I could do that, thinking I could wall jump off the little corners, and needless to say, I was wrong, and I was not happy. That was not a very good day for Bastion Blue. That was a pretty rough loss right there.
Yep. There's that room on its own has so many different knowledge checks. Like it's one of those where it's like, if you don't have the right stuff to deal with it, it can just wall you so hard where you just can't progress, or you go in and you just get stuck and can't get back. But then there's also a bunch of obscure combinations of equipment that let you get across, like high jump and space jump, for instance, is not something you would normally think of, but you can get to one of the posts in the middle, jump to the surface of the water, and then you space jump to break free and get above the surface of the water, and then you can space jump across to the other side. But like, if you don't know that you can do that, and you get high jump and space jump, East Ocean is not going to be the first thing that comes to your mind.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
there's a lot of other tricks in higher difficulties where even if you might be in a scenario where you think you can come back logically, but then the thing you know to do is not in hard logic, and so you go in there and then you find nothing because you went out of logic when you weren't supposed to. It's just like there's so many obscure knowledge checks in that room alone.
Right.
Really tough.
Harley takes a loss in I forget what that room is called, but
Cathedral.
Thank you. Also, I'd like to point out that Horse Girl, our tracker, is saying that they found themselves in the exact same situation that you're talking about, Words. So
yep.
It's relatable. It's relatable for sure. Our runners kind of high-fiving here in the same rooms.
Okay.
I like this thing here for Harley. I think this is kind of a cool thing. I know that she can do this right here.
Yep. I was afraid of that crab.
It's worth pointing out. She's fine. It's worth pointing out, though, that if you don't have like both of your suits, a lot of these enemies in the game, especially Meridian enemies, will hit you like a freight train.
Yep.
And it's like surprising how bad they'll hit you.
Yeah. It makes sense when you think about the way the game was designed, because the gravity suit is the last suit you get, and they don't expect you to do much in Meridia until you get gravity suit. So like they designed it, they balanced it around the suit that you will have. Also nice wall jump from Harley there.
Yeah.
That's a tricky one because you have to wait for the water cycle. The water is like slowly going up and down, so you have to wait till the water is at its lowest so you can jump out and then wall jump out at the top.
Oh, I know Harley's not happy about finding that missile pack there. She spent a lot of time getting up there, and honestly, I don't think it was a bad call either, because you never
Yeah.
know, there could have been a major up there, and this is in logic, but that's part of what makes Map Rando.
Yep.
But I'm definitely feeling for her here. This is difficult. This is a difficult seed. I'd probably say Zebra's handling it a lot better.
Again, I think the big difference here, one, the early game, Zebra finding more first, and then Zebra knowing to just go across East Ocean, because that's where the bombs were. And I think that, unfortunately, that might just be the big thing that stops Harley here. Because I didn't see the path Zebra got to his first power bombs, but I have to imagine it requires bombs. So she's probably going to be looking around for a while here, trying to find progression, and she's just not going to find it unless she goes back to that East Ocean.
Yeah, that's so unfortunate. I hate it. I hate it for Harley
EVs were
so
behind
much.
pre-spacer, yeah, so required bombs there.
But again, East, like we've been talking about, where the East Ocean is just a really scary room. It's so easy to get trapped back there. And I think it's also an easy room to just say, like, I don't know. This probably ain't it.
Yeah.
I can see that she's getting frustrated. I'm hoping that she, just keeps plugging away at it, keep chugging away at it, and just, that's what I'm hoping.
Did we see what that X in Cathedral is?
I am not sure.
Supers? Okay. Or Scroll says supers.
Okay.
Zebra, meanwhile, is trying something that is very not in logic, but I respect it. He's trying to get across X-Ray Hall, and the way to do it while like minimizing damage is to carry a waiver across or follow a waiver across. They will only do 10 damage to you, while the spikes do 60. So what you do is you repeatedly take hits on that waiver. Oh, he's going for the map. That's why. Yeah. So you repeatedly take hits on the waiver and then use the iframes to run on the spikes. And you do that all the way across. And you can get across in like 30 health from left to right if you do it perfectly.
Yeah, that's really super tough, though. I don't know if I would go for it, but I definitely respect it. I think it's bold.
Yeah. That's something you don't do unless you've practiced it.
Right.
Or if you just think you have a ton of health.
Definitely. I also want to say, not a whole lot in Turian. There really wasn't that much there at all. But now that Zebra has power bombs, they can get to Criteria. This was pretty wild. Like, so Wreck Ship and Turian didn't lead anywhere else. So it's just like, this seed is really all about, just a race to find power bombs to just get out of the starting area.
Yeah.
So I'll be curious to see if Criteria ends up being like a hub or not.
Harley struggling a bit with Rising Tide.
Oh.
So close. That room is in logic with 2 tanks, but it's one of the tougher hell runs that's in hard logic, just because the chaotic nature of those platforms. It's easy to make one mistake and then just lose like 100 health instantly almost.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I feel for her here. She's, I think Harley looks behind right here, without having charge or ice or regular bombs or power bombs. But, I think it's possible, that her situation might change if something goes like catastrophically wrong for Zebra. Or,
Hmm.
and we haven't seen Criteria yet either. Criteria may be a huge hub. We don't know, and it's possible that Zebra could pick the wrong directions. It's always possible that that could happen. All right. Everybody hold for Harley.
Ooh, that's the scariest jump right there. Yeah, because if you miss it, you're right next to that dragon in the lava. Okay, she made it through. She made it through. She's good. Metroid room?
Barely makes it out.
Okay.
This is...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the tougher Metroid rooms because you have to take an acid dip to get across.
Right.
Unless you have space jump or something.
With the amount of health that she had, it just wasn't gonna... It really wasn't... It just wasn't gonna happen, unfortunately.
I think there was a way she could have made it, which she was kind of going for actually. Because you have speed, you can do a speedy jump. And with like max runway and a late jump on the platform, you can just barely make it to that middle platform without taking the acid dip. But that's a tricky one for sure.
Right. And I imagine that, like, if you're going for that, one thing that you could... Ooh!
That's not a good hit. He has enough health to still do this if he does the next pirate quickly. But you don't like to be taking hits to metal pirates. Okay.
Just
okay, he made
barely,
it.
just barely. Ooh.
Whoo! And he's got a farm on the other side, so he's fine. That was scary.
Also, I'd like to point out, because we, gushed about Forgotten Highway earlier. This is one of the Forgotten Highway rooms right here.
Yep. Yeah, I remember someone telling me, but there's a farm right there, Forgotten Highway. I'm like, what? The what highway?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The gooey, weird-looking masses that grow out of the forest.
Kagos, I have learned, is the name. Why they're called Kagos, I have no idea. Also, Zebra's health. Took a hit from a pink pirate, and this is scary again.
This is very scary. I mean, at this point, one beam shot from a pirate could be enough to actually take Zebra out. And if that happens, I'm pretty sure I don't think I've seen a save in a minute, so...
Yeah, he has one in Bryn. And again, a lot of what Zebra's been getting here is just information. Like, if you look at the items he's gotten Charge and Ice, but that was a while ago. Yeah. And I don't think he's gotten any new majors since then.
I just want to say I'm really impressed with that Flatley jump I just saw. That's pretty impressive. Ooh.
Yeah, that way of getting up is not in logic, but freezing the fish and jumping up from there is in logic. So he totally has access to this logically at the moment.
We have a sighting of Kraid in Criteria, y'all.
Kraid, and was Dragon up there too? I think I saw Dragon.
I only saw Kraid, but I did see a major up there.
I might have been thinking major. One to get. Okay, looks like Harley is going back for East Ocean now. Plasma and spooky missiles.
Zebra has a full item loadout. Oh, Dragon is down there. Oh boy, this could. Ooh, I hate to say it, but this. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Zebra still has a clear lead, but we don't know where Ridley is, and neither runner really has the equipment to kill Ridley yet.
Right.
Zebra is getting close because he has full beam combo. So if he could find Varia, that would be go mode essentially. Or if he could just find a bunch of health to the point where he's comfortable doing the fight. I don't know what that number is for Zebra, but that would also be go mode.
Right.
And that's also assuming Ridley's not in like a terrible location, because sometimes you get health and like, okay, I have 8 tanks, I have enough for Ridley, and then he's behind 2 or 3 forced hell runs to get there. And it's like, oh, well, I guess I need Varia anyways.
Hey, Ridley gonna Ridley sometimes, you know.
Yep.
So I do want to point out that Harley just picked up regular bombs and Spacer from East Ocean. I'm hoping that she just keeps her head in the game and doesn't worry about like how late she picked those items up. That's what I'm hoping for her.
Yeah.
You just got to keep your head in the game. It's
Mm-hmm.
tough. It's a really tough thing to do. I know she can do it though, because I've seen her pull out a lot of incredible things.
Yeah, to me, this East Ocean, like getting up with high jump spring, isn't even that hard. It's just you have to know that you can do it. I think is the hardest part. It's like
Right.
if you don't know it's possible, it's easy to look at it and be like, I don't know if I should be doing this. But like
Exactly.
if
And
someone tells you no, you can do this, then it becomes a lot easier in my opinion.
right. And I do want to point out too that there is a little knowledge check here about spring ball, that spring ball jumping does work out of water.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not abundantly obvious that that can work. And
Right.
in fact, I only recently learned about this a couple of months ago, that you could do that. And I'm really worried here that Harley actually does not know how to do that. And I'm
Yeah. I think she does know you can do it out of water. Like I think there's been a couple places she's used it in the past, but this is a oddly specific one. Ooh, zebra finding space jump. That's good.
Right.
This one's oddly specific because you have to break the plane of the water and then spring ball jump after the surface of the water, which is like the timing itself is already tricky to do it that way. And again, if you don't know that that's how you're supposed to do it, then you might not actually find the timing to make it work.
Right. Exactly, RJ. It's tricky when it breaks the water line too. Yeah. I do want to say something else too, over about on Mr. Zebra's end. Mr. Zebra did take out Kraid, did not get a zombie Kraid situation, which that was cool that they knew to avoid that. Also, I saw a little bit of a really interesting, like a really interesting, like little speedy jump strat. I actually don't know what that room is called, but it's a
croc escape, I think.
Croc escape, a little cool little speedy jump croc escape maneuver that I actually did not know that was possible, and I'm going to try my best to remember that.
That is a very, very important knowledge check. Yeah, because like if you try to jump up there with just high jump, you can't actually make it up. But with a 2-tile runway, it's just enough to give you the extra height to be able to wall jump off the edge of that platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, I for a while didn't know that was a thing. But yeah, once you know it's there, it's like, oh, that's just easy. I can get up without a problem now. You just have to know it's there.
You just have to know it's there, and that's so much of Map Rando. It's a lot to remember.
Looks like Harley is probably looking up the logic page for this room, which is good. Again, verifying that she can do it and how exactly you're supposed to do it, because it can definitely. That's something I do a lot. One of my shortcomings in races. It's like you feel the pressure. It's like, okay, well I'm here, and I should be able to figure out how to do this, but I'm in a race, so I can't go look stuff up because that will just take too much time. But if I've banged my head against a trick for like 20 minutes, I could have looked it up at the beginning of all that and been able to figure it out in 10. It's like
definitely
it is definitely allowed during races to look up the logic page to see for a given room what tricks are even expected, how to do them, and like to find out, is there a path forward through this room.
Right. And it is 100% legal, not only in the tournament, but it is in the weeklies as well. Map Rando weeklies.
Pretty much any race, as long as you're not looking up the spoiler for your specific seed or like looking up other runners to see what they're doing, it's totally fair game to be learning stuff on the fly with whatever resources you can find.
Right, exactly. So Harley is attempting to do the spring ball jump now with the knowledge that she's acquired.
I haven't noticed if she's crouch jumping or not. That would give a little extra leeway on this jump.
Yeah.
If she did it that way.
I can see that she's getting a little frustrated, but I believe in
Mm-hmm.
her. I know she's got this, you know. Harley does come from a speedrunning background. She has a really incredible time, almost sub 50 time. And like you were telling me earlier, Word Sayer, Zebra has more of a general randomizer experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of confused as to where I have and haven't seen Zebra, because I've seen him around in a few different places. I actually raced him a couple years ago in a Paper Mario randomizer tournament. Um, so like I got used to seeing his name, and now I'm like, wait, did I see him in the last Map Rando tournament, or was that just Paper Mario? So he's also done some Metroid Prime tournaments, I think. So he's got a lot of randomizer and tournament experience in a variety of games. But I don't know exactly how much Super Metroid experience he has. I know he's been around since at least February in Map Rando.
Okay, so Mr. Zebra, we're going to do the X-ray kill on Dragon. I think
Microwave shrimp.
a lot of folks call it the microwave shrimp. Exactly, Zebra. And you know what they say? Don't ever microwave shrimp or any seafood in a business environment or a workplace or anything like that, or any communal living space. Because you do that, everybody's in for a bad time. You know,
Yeah.
never do that.
It's funny because I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that until WX said it. So I'm just like, is this real or is this just propaganda? But I also don't eat a lot of seafood, so who knows?
Well, it's definitely real. It has a great peculiar smell when microwave. Of course, I love Horse Carol. Horse Carol's riffing on me right now. Heck, my coworkers, what have they done to me?
Honestly, that's a mood. Right. I can feel that sometimes. Yeah, so one of the trickier parts about the spring ball jump Harley's trying to do is there's another ledge directly above the one she's starting from. So even if you get the spring ball jump timing right, sometimes it can be tricky to actually get around that ledge. You have to like move left a little bit before you do the spring ball jump, because you can just bonk your head on that ceiling and just not get up if you're too far to the right.
Yeah, this is so very tricky. I also find this excessively difficult to do as well. It's just hard. It's a hard trick. I think Harley knows that she can do it from looking up the spoiler log. It's still, the way to look at it is that, if you've never done something, you might get lucky the first couple of times, but if you've never done something, especially something technical, it's going to be hard,
Yeah.
The first time you ever pick up a guitar, you don't know what you're doing. The first time you ever pick up
Yo, she got it. Let's go.
Oh, nice.
Freedom.
Nice. Okay. Freedom. Oh, she got through it. Okay, Harley, you just got to shake it off, girl. She got to shake it off. Shake it off. She's got this.
Yep.
Especially
in a tournament environment, the pressure is so much stronger when you're in a tournament, in a race, and you're trying to learn something new versus just being like randomly playing on your own, or even in a casual pickup race where it doesn't matter as much. It's like, yeah, props to Harley for powering through and figuring that out.
Definitely. That's tough. It's so tough, but she made it out, and she's got the rest of the seat ahead of her. Let's see, and she's got bombs now, which is good. She's got Spazer, which will help defeat enemies a lot quicker. And of course, as Spazer, I find Meridia enemies to be much more comfortable to take care of with Spazer and stuff. So,
yep, those Meridia enemies are tanky.
They definitely are. They're very scary.
I feel like that's largely because Meridia is where you get Plasma Beam. So in most Metroid games, probably maybe all of them, the developers will try to design an area around the item they expect you to get there, so that when you get the item, it feels like a significant upgrade. So Plasma being the upgrade in Meridia, they want to design it so that when you get it, you feel the difference in how quickly enemies die. But that also means they have to be kind of damage sponges for your lower level equipment.
Definitely, definitely. And that's just a part of, just game design in general.
Yeah.
So Horse Girl did point out that the Norfair map is very gross. We actually just had a death from Mr. Zebra, technically a death, but a death from Mr. Zebra in worst room in the game. So I do feel like the seed is progressively getting more challenging. Even with the item loadout that's been presented to us. And this area appears like it might not even be a hub either. It's possible that it's quite possible that each of the maps just leads to the next one, which is kind of wild. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see like the spoilered version of the map where it has all the areas listed, just to see how they all connect to each other.
One thing I want to point out too, Word, is how wild of a situation do we have here with the suits? We haven't seen a single suit yet, and we haven't seen a lot of E-tanks either. I mean, granted, 3 Zebra has enough to finish the game. Reserve will help. Well,
no, he still doesn't have enough without Varia.
Exactly. I said that. I said that a little bit too soon. Without Varia, not without Gravity. I mean, I guess Zebra doesn't really have enough. But another E-tank right here will help. But we haven't really seen a lot of E-tanks at all.
Ooh, I like the idea from Harley, charging a spark into Crumble Shaft to potentially spark up. Unfortunately, she got stuck between the platforms and accidentally used it, but that was a really cool idea.
I think that's a really cool idea too, and that's more the creativity that we were talking about earlier, that we see a lot of players in the copper and bronze bracket utilize, and I think that stuff is really, really cool and really fun.
Yep. Especially when some of those creative ideas end up being the intended solution to something. Like I've had a couple seeds recently where the logic was to go down Everest, but like when you go down into Everest and you don't have high jump, you're not logically expected to get back out from like the bottom left door, for instance. But then the logic can expect you to charge a spark in a runway in a long room down below and then spark back up instead of doing a cross room jump. But like I've gotten so used to cross room jump just being the way up that I didn't even think to check for that. Whereas like I feel like in some scenarios, like newer runners, or just people who haven't done as many cross room jumps as I have, for example, might be more likely to think of that, just because of that different perspective.
That's really cool.
Harley getting her first power bombs. Let's go. Ignoring those missiles, I respect it. Again, she definitely has to feel very behind here. So any non-essential items that are going to cost you time, it's definitely worth it to consider skipping those.
Right. I think she played that very well. Just skipping the missiles and just keep it on going. I know Harley. Actually, Zebra just found Gravity. So
yeah.
And grapple.
And grapple, okay. Finding grapple immediately after the item that nullifies grapple.
Exactly. That's a little weird. Okay. Well, thank you, Map Rando, I guess.
Like finding Spazer after Plasma.
And you know what?
Don't at me, chat.
That that's happened to me. That has happened to me. Well, unfortunately for Harley, I do think Zebra's pulling really far
Yeah.
ahead here, especially with gravity at this point. I think it's really only a matter of time. We haven't seen Ridley yet. We haven't seen Fantoons, so I mean,
Yeah, this
I
would
don't
still be a
know.
really tough Ridley fight. So there's a couple things that could hold up Zebra, but he's covered so much of the map. There's only so much that could really hold him back. He's got to find Varia eventually, and once he finds that, he has the ability to do every boss in the game.
Right. It is possible that Zebra could just decide to give up on Varia, but I don't know. I mean, if they find like maybe 3 more E-tanks or something, 2 more E-tanks, maybe they'll try to go for it. But
Yeah.
this is kind of in a low E-tank seed, though. So I think at this point, I would probably start looking for Varia as well. And I'm sure that's exactly what Zebra's doing here, just looking for Varia.
Yeah. And honestly, all of that like reasoning hinges on one question: is how comfortable are you with your own Ridley? Because there's plenty of runners I know of who would see, oh, 3 plus 2, 25 supers, full beam combo? That's easy. I can do Ridley on that. Maybe not easy, but like they're not thinking about Varia anymore because they know they can just do it and they need another tank for go mode. But Ridley is a hard boss. I know myself for a long time and several other people, it's like you could give me 8 tanks and 30 supers and I'd still be a little concerned about the Ridley fight.
Yeah.
So
I think I would too.
there's a wide range there of how you answer that question. Is like, am I going for Varia? Well, it all depends on how you feel about your Ridley fight.
Right. I feel like I'm. It's hard to say because I'm an 80% speedrunner, so it's like I feel. I feel okay in the Ridley fight. Of course, an 80% KPDR. I'm a 3 tank runner, so I go into Ridley with 3 tanks and no reserves. But granted, I also have Varia gravity, and I have the same beam loadout as Mr. Zebra, and it takes 20 shots. But without Varia, I don't know. 3 tanks and 2 reserves. I'm not sure if I would. I might look for another tank or just look for Varia. But I mean, maybe I would try it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think 3 plus 2 is like on the edge of what the top Ridley runners will do, unless they're forced to. Yeah, a 5 tank Ridley is not trivial by any means, but there are runners out there who can confidently be confident in their ability to pull it off and not need to find Varia.
Right. I'm not sure if I would go for it, but I mean, if I was really pressed against the wall, maybe I would try it. But I think it's really easy to get into Ridley and just. I don't know. The Ridley fight can just go so wrong so quickly. And speaking of things going wrong really quick.
Yeah. Zebra's in an awkward spot. 35 health to get... he can Crystal Flash. That's perfect, actually.
Crystal Flash. Yeah. I forgot about Crystal Flashing. I want to say this is a really bold move by Zebra. I definitely respect this. This is a pretty bold move.
Yeah. I think he's going for that map.
Yeah.
That map we saw earlier he couldn't get to. Yeah. Also... chat pointing out, Zebra showing off you can microwave the golden pirates in worst room in the game. Very, very handy trick to save yourself some health while trying to get rid of those guys.
Right.
Makes that room just a little bit more safe.
I wasn't even aware of it. I'm not.
Yep.
Really
Again,
surprised.
Creative solutions you don't normally think of because you don't always have the equipment to do it.
Right.
It's like me being mostly a rando player, I'm just conditioned to not have charge ever. So there's a lot of like charge beam based movement and tech that people do, like pseudo screw. I never think about pseudo screw because like I don't never have charge. Why would I pseudo screw?
Yeah. And as primarily a speedrunner, I'm quite used to having charge. So I'm, you know, playing the game without it, it kind of it doesn't quite feel natural or organic. Zebra getting the map for Norfair after all this time.
It's not Fantoon, but Ridley is here.
And good lord, it's a huge map. It's enormous. Wow.
Looks like Fantoon will probably be in Meridia, I guess. And then
I posed this question earlier, Zebra. I was wondering if this would be a hub or if like just the maps would lead to the other areas one by one, and that's what we're looking at right here. Every area leads to the next one. There's no hubs here. Very wild.
So I think at this point, Zebra is fine to just go into Meridia, because if I'm understanding the map correctly, you have to come. Ooh, Harley. Oh, died to metal pirates. Unfortunate.
That's rough.
But yeah, like you don't have to do Ridley now because you're going to have to come back through Norfair to get back to Mother Brain regardless. So even if there were some majors here, if I'm Zebra, I'm just going straight for Meridia, just because you can find stuff in Meridia that can help you with Ridley, and you're gonna have to come back through anyway. Yeah, Harley, it feels like she is making up ground here, because I remember Zebra doing those metal pirates not too terribly long ago.
Right.
And
I
can say I've done that exact same thing plenty of times. You're trying to roll into the block as the bomb is blowing it up to get a little momentum, but then you end up hitting her right as the bomb explodes and it just knocks you out the door.
Right. Okay. That's very funny. So, Word, I do think you have a good point. I think Harley actually is gaining some ground. I think that now she's out of the first couple, I think now that she's got a few more items, I think she is, progressing and getting a little further. It's also, another thing too is that Zebra also got killed fighting Ninja Metal Pirates once. This is a little observation I had.
Yeah, and again, Harley just kind of getting knowledge checked. One by the morph ball pathing. I think a lot of that was just familiarity with the map, because it takes a while to develop a sense of like, oh, I know that room, that's a morph ball check. I know that room that is blocked by this thing. And I think a lot of that kind of slowed her down in getting to morph ball, even after getting the map. And then, yeah, the whole East Ocean thing, it's just like, if you don't know that you can get back from there, you're just not going to go that way. And unfortunately, that ended up being the one way she needed to go. Right. So it's just a really unfortunate early game for Harley. But other than those like couple of knowledge checks, I feel like she's been doing pretty well.
Yeah, I feel like she's been doing pretty well. If you get knowledge checked by something, you just get knowledge checked by something. It's really hard to deal with that, when you're in a race. Because I can speak from personal experience, like the way it feels is that it feels like something is wrong or something is off, but you're not quite sure what's going on,
Yeah.
And it's not
for me, it's the way I always process it is like, I get to a point and I feel stuck. I feel like there's no way forward. So I'm just like, what am I missing? Clearly I'm missing something. I just don't know what that thing is.
Right,
and
right.
that can be a really tough spot to be in, because it's just like you don't even know where to look sometimes. Um, yeah.
Um, Zebra just now takes out Fantoon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a little quirky thing about Fantoon is that when you're trying to go for the microwave kill on Fantoon, you actually can't perform it on the first round of Fantoon. I don't really understand how that is the case or how that works on,
Yeah.
like a mechanical level within the game, but it is a strange little quirk
Mm-hmm.
about
I,
that with Fantoon.
I would assume it's the same reason you can't. Um, okay, nice metal pirate kills. Got one more. Uh, because the same reason in the early phase of the fight you can't shoot 3 missiles at a time. Where if you shoot three missiles at the opening phase of Fantoon, then he immediately disappears. I assume it's the same mechanic with the microwave, where he's just programmed to disappear after so much damage until you get to the Doppler.
I'm really feeling for Harley here. Oh, this is a tough map. It really
Mm-hmm.
is. She had a second loss to Ninja Metal Pirates and almost clearing them. She was one super away, but perhaps maybe fired a little,
Ooh,
perhaps
yeah,
maybe
that
fired a
was a
little
rough pattern,
too late.
unfortunately.
Yeah. I could see that she was trying to clip through them in order to do a speed boot charge method of killing Ninja Metal Pirates. That is something that she knows how to do. I actually remember that she and I covered that with her a few months ago, um, because I was showing her a health saving backup for after you leave Ridley for the North Air escape. You can actually kill one of the Ninja Metal Pirates on your way out with a speed boot
Mm-hmm.
charge and not lose a whole lot of time. And I do that just in case I need the HP to survive the lower North Air escape.
Yeah.
So it is something that I know she and I went over, but that doesn't mean that it's not still really difficult to do because, Harley is in a situation where she has Spazer and not plasma, and it is much harder
Mm-hmm.
to skip through enemies with if you don't have plasma and
Yeah.
are relying on Spazer.
Yeah, just these metal pirates just have so many ways to just mess you up.
Yeah, and
It's
something that you
tough.
pointed out too is the patterns. The patterns that they jump in
Nice.
because they can if you get into that room the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause as speedrunners, as a speedrunner, I try to make the entrance into the room the same way every
Yep.
time, so I'm never surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if you enter the room in a different way, then Ninja Metal Pirates are gonna do something different, and it's easy
Mm-hmm.
to get surrounded by them, and then you just have to reset the room again.
Yep. Yeah,
It's
if
very
you have
frustrating.
both on screen at the same time, it's kind of curtains.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
while
good
we're
way.
talking about that, Zebra did find Variasuit, so he is in go mode. Also, shout outs to Horse Girl for getting the full tracker achievement for filling out
I
the entire
know.
tracker.
Zebra's letting Horse Girl play bingo over here. Got every slot on the bingo card filled out.
Yep, so Horse Girl's going to be heading back to North Air to kill Ridley, and then head back to Mother Brain in Bubble Mountain, where we started.
Yes. Also, another really funny thing about this seed, Spore Spore was necessary. Spore Spawn was a necessary to get through it. Wow.
Oh, really?
You don't
I
see
saw the
that every day.
spore spawn fight, but it didn't occur to me that like that was required. That's funny.
Yeah, just blocking the path, which is really, really funny. That 'cause that's kind of rare. I feel like we don't really see that a whole lot. Word.
Chat asking for a spore spawn microwave. I don't want to think about that. Not because it wouldn't be cool, but because the setup to do it would be so slow. Because you have to be standing in order to use X-ray. And the first few phases of Spore Spawn, he stops up really high, so you have to jump to make the shot. Also, Spore Spawn gets one shot by Plasma anyway, so... it would be really hard to do. Microwave salad. Ooh, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, I think I'm okay on that. No thanks.
I don't exactly know what happens when you microwave lettuce, but it doesn't sound like it would turn out well.
No, it sounds like it's going to turn out to be maybe some mush, so no thanks.
Yeah. Okay.
Zebra
almost done with this Ridley fight. Oh, okay.
Zebra's
that wasn't Ridley.
Zebra's just wrapping up Ridley, and with Mother Brain, of course, at the very beginning of the game. Zebra is headed to the end of the game to wrap round one up. You know, with this amount of items, especially after finding Varia, Zebra is going to be fine. It looks like he's checking his map, trying to remember where Mother Brain was. Harley, in the meantime, just picked up power bombs in Criteria, and she has gotten the map for Criteria as well. She knows where both of the bosses are. You can see that Kraid is behind a pretty long heated room, so she's probably trying to weigh her options and think about that right now. You know, how do I get up there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she does not have a lot of health.
She's fine. She's fine. There's a health refill right behind the save. That this is perfect. Yeah, doing all this on 3 tanks is pretty scary.
Right.
I think Zebra had 1 reserve extra at this point.
I think the seed definitely. I think that the seed definitely would advantage a rando player more so than a speedrunner. There's been a lot of really tough stuff, a lot of really surprise heated rooms and some one-ways, and the game, you know, asking you to do a whole lot of things while slow on a lot of resources and stuff.
Nice quick kill there from Harley.
Yeah, Harley's a pro at quick kill. She's very good at it. So let's see if she gets that major over there. I'm assuming
that one was space jump, I believe.
Oh, wait a minute. Well,
that's the one where you need the speedy jump, or there's a few ways to get up there actually.
Right, and I don't blame her for not going for that, because until tonight, I didn't even know about that speedy jump strat. So I don't blame her for going for it. Now, I guess to continue my train of thought, like, as a speedrunner, we're very used to playing the game with very low resources, but, there's been a lot of, like, thinking on your feet, a lot of trying to get through heated rooms without a lot of stuff, and, that's going to be just really hard to survive some of this stuff.
This has been a very puzzle seed.
Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. It's been a very puzzly oriented seed. I think an RBO runner. I would like to see I would like to see a reverse boss order runner take this seed on. I think a reverse boss order speedrunner would have would do a pretty good job on this seed. I really do think so, because your reverse boss order just trains you so much to have to do so many heated rooms, with almost nothing. So.
Right. So. Okay. Harley mashes out, but she is almost dead. This Dragon fight with this beam combo is actually it's obviously the best beam combo you could have, but it doesn't take as much as you would think. because it's 900 damage per shot, so that's only like 7 or 8 shots, I think. So GG to Harley, clutching out that Dragon fight.
Yeah, that's huge clutch right there.
Yeah.
You know, with no suits, Dragon hits like a freight train, and 3 tanks really does not feel like enough. 3 tanks does not feel enough to take on Dragon with no suits, and you know, I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
I think
I want to say it's like 120 per hit or something.
Yeah, it's
or maybe
it's
even
a freight
160
train for sure. I've tried to do it before. It's not fun. I usually die a lot, so I'm really, really impressed with Harley being able to do that so effectively. I think that's amazing.
Also, chat, get your guesses in for the escape timer. Mr. Zebra will be finishing up soon here. I know we've seen the ship, but I can't remember where. I want to say maybe wreck ship, which would be, well, I don't know. I can't remember where it was.
Good jump room strat.
Yo, nice.
Good cross-room jump strat. This is going to be a little tough, I think, but I think Harley's got this right here. This room is really annoying to get through without, you know, utilizing a cross jump. But I know she can do it. Yeah. All right. What do you think, Word? I'm
gonna say 120.
120?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with 145.
Okay. I'm going purely off my gut here because I do not remember where ship was. 315. Okay. No one was close.
I did not. Oh boy. I didn't look at the map either, so I was just like, you know what? I'll go off my gut too. So we are both about a half a minute off. So let's just not tell anybody about that. Chat, don't tell anybody what just happened. We're both gonna pretend that Word and I guessed, you know, about 3 minutes, right, Word?
Yeah. We're both very attentive and good at remembering the map.
Exactly.
Definitely.
We're
my map times are like nitro levels of low.
Oh, yeah. I think
I just photographic memory. Yeah.
Oh yeah, photographic memory. I think it was very pro level moves there, words there that you were able to guess on the dot.
Right. Yeah.
315. I think those are
315 exactly.
Incredible play there, words there.
I know.
You're
just too good.
Your memory is impeccable. Chat, everybody be sure to go out there and tell everybody that we guessed the right time.
10-second pause menu. Yeah, Harley doing the correct thing here, trying to freeze the fish and then spring ball jump on top of it, because a single spring ball jump doesn't quite get you up to that ledge. So at least in hard difficulty, the strat is just to freeze the fish and jump on top of the fish, which, as you can see, is quite tedious.
Yeah, you know, I gotta say, I really hate this room.
Yeah, it sucks.
This is absolutely one of my most disliked rooms in
good position.
Map Rando. It just is. I can't stand doing the spring ball jump in here.
And she's up. There you go. Nicely done.
I think she pulled it off on the second try. I think that's really awesome. That's a really hard thing to do. It's just hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Horse Girl. That room is one of like 2 rooms that made me learn double spring ball jump. Because once you know how to do it, it's so much less obnoxious than trying to freeze that fish.
Yeah, maybe, maybe I need to learn underwater double spring ball jump.
Yeah, it's worth learning. It's tough and it's very precise, but it's worth learning.
I can imagine.
It solves so many problems.
Dang, after the races tonight, I might boot up the practice ROM and work on that. So we're coming up on the end here. Mr. Zebra's probably going to get to the ship, unless the escape is tighter than I think it might be. But
longer escapes usually give a bit more leeway, but also there's a lot more opportunity to make mistakes. So if he routes it perfectly, he should finish with like at least 30 seconds left on the clock. But because it is so far away, it's easy to get turned around or get mixed up on which path is the fastest. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
With Harley finding the reserve tank, she can get through heated rooms a lot easier. You know, it's unfortunate word because, you know, I always wonder, like I wish I could see like how much time or like how long it would like I want to see Harley's finish time on this seed, but you know, as the nature of it goes, once Zebra's wrapping up, you know, we have to move on to the next match. But like, I always wonder, you know, what would the final time be for Harley? And speaking of time, that is time for Zebra.
Yeah.
Zebra takes round 1.
Get your GG's in chat. With racetime.gg finish time of 1:19 and 45 seconds.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2026 Super Metroid Map Randomizer Tournament. This is round 2 in our copper bracket match of Harley Hardt versus Mr. Zebra. And first round was a very, very tricky item draft seed. And this next seed is going to be also very tricky. This is a random objective seed, and it's a little intimidating. I find random objectives to be a little intimidating. It's definitely a very jarring difference from just, you know, fighting the normal bosses. I of course am Bastion in blue. We have Horse Girl and Tracking, and next to me in the commentary booth is Wordsayer. Wordsayer, let us know about what the random objectives are, and what are the 2 objectives that we know so far.
Yeah, like you said, it can be very off-putting in some ways, because you get used to your flow chart of like, okay, I need this to kill Ridley, I need this to kill Dragon, I need this to kill Fantoon, and then that kind of just throws it out the window. Because in random objectives, instead of getting the 4 standard bosses, Kraid, Ridley, Fantoon, Dragon, it's shuffled between, like, I think 19 different objectives that can be chosen. There's pirate rooms, there are Chozo statues, there's bosses, there's mini bosses, and then there's Metroid rooms. So any one of those can be an objective in the seed that you have to complete instead of the 4 boss fights that you would normally have. So in these settings, the way we start off is our runners get to each veto an objective from being chosen and also prevent it from being randomized into. And then they each get to choose one, and then the randomizer will pick 2 from the remaining list to be our 3rd and 4th objectives. In this case, our runners picked Metal Pirates and Plasma Pirates. And then the randomizer, comedically, we discovered through the magic of television, chose Fantoon and Bowling, which is really, really funny because bowling is one of the weirdest objectives because it's kind of 2 objectives in one. Because in order to activate the bowling alley room, you have to first kill Fantoon. So a lot of times when you get bowling, it just kind of turns Fantoon into a secret 5th objective. But in this case, we got both of them, so it's still only 4 objectives.
Yeah, oddly enough, that is what's happened here. So quite a little twist of fate here, you know. So I'm kind of excited. I'm excited. I don't know, Wordsayer, if I've had the chance to calm a random objectives match yet.
Yeah, it seems to be the less popular of the 3 game modes we have.
Yeah.
But it can be a lot of fun. You can see some troll pics in it from certain people, like Cruel Beans earlier, banning Fantoon and then picking bowling. That was silly. But yeah,
That is quite a troll pick, isn't it?
it's gonna be really fun to see how this plays out.
Yeah, definitely.
Both runners
I'm
synced up pretty well here, though.
And which I think is great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want the best for both of our runners here, but that being said, I think it would be really cool to see our round 3 tonight from our matchup here. And our
I would love to see a game 3.
Pretty synced up here, you know?
Mm-hmm. Finding Aqueduct immediately after Speed Booster usually is a big green flag that says, hey, come over here. Because Aqueduct is one of the most common speed checks, and right there, Mr. Zebra instantly goes for it, finds Morph Ball, and an energy tank. Ooh, Harley not going for it yet.
Harley not going for it yet.
She knows it's possible, but there's also 2 more items down here in Big Pink. So I think this is fine. Like, it's a reasonable decision. You got 2 items up top or 2 items down below. Depending on which is which, you don't really know what the better order of operations is. So it's kind of a guess or a gamble either way.
Right, and that makes sense. You know, I think that this is a fine call to make. There's nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like you said. You know, order of operations is, you know, that's part of figuring it out. You know.
Yeah.
With Morph Ball picked up here at the bottom from Harley, she's probably thinking at this point, okay, well, maybe I need to go back. Maybe I need to check what was up there. It could be important. So. Yep.
Unfortunately, it looks like Zebra has chosen the better order because he got Morph Ball first and then got Power Bombs, which allows him to use the Power Bombs immediately instead of having to go all the way back up and then come back down. But this is early game. Decisions like that tend to kind of even out over the course of an early game in a seed because most of the time both runners have to cover all the same ground regardless. So the order you do it in is less impactful than it is in late game.
So with Zebra finding the map first, we don't really have any majors here at all.
Yeah,
just
a whole lot of not much.
Whole lot of not much. We do have at the very, very bottom left. It's kind of unreal. At the very bottom left, after a ton of rooms, some of them being heated, there's Ninja Metal Pirates down there, which is just like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
We're going to have to deal with that now.
Yep. Bowling was bottom right. Okay, that's some interesting information with bowling being down there because that means you cannot do that yet. You have to come back after killing Fantoon.
Yes. I could have sworn that was Ninja Metal Pirates down there.
No, they're both down there. Yeah.
Well, they're both down there.
Yeah, bowling is a bit harder to spot because they only put the objective marker on the Chozo statue itself and not on the entire room.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a weird one.
Okay, so they're both down there. I'm curious to see what Harley's going to do here. I think that this seed is going to reveal itself to be a little tricky in terms of like where you go. Your 2 objectives are already in the bottom. Granted, you know, they're going to be hard to get to. And they're still going to require you to get, you know, some resources in order to get down there. And of course, you'll have to find Fantoon as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping both of our runners know that you need to do Fantoon first. If you haven't done a lot of random objectives before, that might not be the first thing you think of. So you might go down and try to do it without realizing you needed to kill Fantoon first. Nice power bombs in Morph Ball room. So Harley's up to 10 now, Zebra 2.
Definitely don't want to go in that direction.
Yep, that's a scary Norfair entrance. Oh, also, look at how that wraps around.
Yeah.
You have a Norfair entrance up top and then one like all the way on the east of Bubble Mountain. That's kind of crazy.
Gosh, this looks like it could play out to be a very bizarre map. Wow. This is one of those maps where it's like, I would love to see the full picture at the very end just to see how bonkers it looks. I think both runners are definitely going to have to use pivot saves here to make the right calls and decisions.
Which there is a save right here near Bubble Mountain, which is good. Because then you can dip into Norfair on the east side and see what you find and then make decisions from there. Harley debating going for this tank down in Screw Attack Room. I think wisely choosing not to do it because I don't think you can get back on this loadout from that room.
Mr. Zebra made a slight mistake with the speed boots charge in that room and had to do something twice. But, you know, I mean, because of that happening, that could be the small difference maker that allows Harley to pull ahead. You never know. I do hope that Harley, for her sake, I hope that she's not facing, you know, some decision paralysis, because I know that can happen sometimes.
I hope she's just farming here. Okay, good.
Okay, she sees Main Street, turns around. I think that's the right call.
Yeah. Yeah, because they do not have a logical way back up Main Street right now. It is possible with underwater wall jumps, but those are a pain, and I doubt that either runner is comfortable enough with those to actually do that right now.
Yeah, it is worth pointing out that I do think Harley is very good at underwater wall jumping. She actually can she can UWJ, but nobody wants the UWJ.
Yeah. And like, yeah, Main Street in particular, you have to do it like 3 or 4 times on the way up. So that's just like, you got to be quick with it, you got to be consistent with it, and it's gonna wear out your hands.
Right, definitely.
And you also have to know it's possible, because there's a few spots where you wouldn't think you can actually jump high enough to start the UWJ, but you can. Like I only learned about one of those like last week when Lopter did it.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I think the way forward is definitely this east bubble mountain entrance to Norfair. Ooh, hi Dragon. That is not a fight you want to do right now. One hit and you're dead.
No, thank you. Wham bam, no thank you, man. That is not something I think anybody would want to do right now at this level of where we're sitting at right now.
Okay, Harley gonna get the bad news of Red Key Hunter Shaft up here. So this is not the way forward.
Oh no, Harley, do not go for this. This is a bad idea,
fine.
girl.
She has a save. It's fine.
She has the save? Okay.
She's not gonna make it. If she had Spring Ball, she might have been able to make that just barely, but definitely not in logic there.
Maybe with 2 tanks, she could have done it.
I think it's actually in logic with 2 tanks. Oddly enough.
Really? That is something I would not even test.
It might be 3, but it's I know it's doable on 2. And if it's not logical on 2, it's very close to it.
So Zebra just accidentally finding the left side of Crocomire right next to ship. What is this map word? This is bananas.
This is chaos. This is the map Rando we live for.
This is chaos. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Harley's up the right side of Bubble Mountain. High jump makes that significantly easier than it is without high jump.
Yes, absolutely. Without high jump, you know, you can get through that by running through the room and jumping up to the door transition. But again, you know, that is a knowledge check.
A nice D-boost. Let's go.
Oh,
I think that D-boost actually does save health, because you get across that gap much faster.
Okay,
and it only takes, I think, like 10 health, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta gush. I gotta gush over here for a moment. Harley's one of my best friends. She's my girl. I taught her that D-boost.
Nice.
And she struggled with it so hard at first, and I'm just to see her get it first try in an unusual situation like map rando. I'm sorry. I gotta gush over my girl for a moment. I'm so proud
That,
of her because
that
she
was
worked
really good,
really
yeah.
hard for that. She
It's
worked
such a
so
cool
hard.
deboost too in the any percent run, because it's
Yeah.
like not only does it get you across faster, but it gives you the iframes to just skip through the next enemy in the next room. It's great.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's so swag. I always feel whenever I get it, that's just like one of those. Whenever I get that, it just feels so good. It feels
Hmm.
so good to get that. Um, and I'm very happy to pay it forward too because I love the Super Metroid community. I've had a ton of friends. I've had a ton of friends and top runners come to me to show me how to do various things. My buddy Charles, SM Charles,
Ooh, Charles,
taught
let's go.
me how to do that deboost. And I'm pretty sure that my buddy Emmett kind of helped me with a couple of nuances about it as well. And the fact that I could pay that forward and teach Harley how to do it and seeing her pull it off, it really makes me very happy. And I just want to say too, that's just what the Super Metroid community is all about.
Hmm.
Super Metroid's a tough game and we're all in this together. We really are. Even though we're competing against each other a lot of the times, we really are in this together.
That's an unfortunate death from Zebra. Almost made it back from getting the missile pack to the right of Crocomire and just
Ooh,
barely falls back down in the acid.
yeah,
Um, so
that's
this, I
tough.
think, puts Harley in the lead, actually. It's still very close right now.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if Zebra got any majors over to the right, but Harley is heading toward the map now. Got Wave Beam. Okay, making it across nice and safe.
Ooh. Wave beam, of course, will help because you can get through blue doors a lot easier. Um,
Also
you
helps
can get
killing the Poyos faster, because
yes.
trying to get through those with regular pea shooter beam is not fun.
No, and at this point of the game too, you only have 5 missiles. So, if it were me, I'd probably use the missiles to kill those things. But like, I could kind of understand why somebody wouldn't want to do that, especially if they're conserving ammo. Harley gets the
Yeah.
Norfair map.
We
Zebra
got
does
Mother
not
Brain. We
have
got 2
access.
majors at least.
Ooh, so Harley knows where
So
Mother Brain and Ship is. Zebra does not have that knowledge. This
um,
is a pretty wild situation.
okay, Zebra just got the major that's in the Wavegate room. It turns out to be just Spazer.
Imagine
We'll see what
Zebra
this
with
other one over here is.
a
Space
little bit
Jump
better.
is very nice. Speeds up
Ooh,
movement quite a bit
Harley.
and takes care of some can fly. There's also one down in Fire Fleas. We'll see what that is.
See what that is, yeah. I imagine that Hartley's probably going to go towards the Fire Fleas. So with speed boots, with space jump, with high jump, you have a lot of movement here. You're not completely kitted out in movement yet because you don't have grapple, you don't have spring boots, spring ball, and there's still gravity, of course, is the king of movement. But there's a whole lot that you can do here with these 3 movement items. So, I mean, gosh, this is a really cool situation for Harley to be in. She's got a lot of movement capabilities. We're about to see what this next major is.
Yep, this could be the most important major in the seed right now, because this is going to tell you what direction you're going next, based on what you find. Charge Beam.
Charge.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
my
less
God.
impactful than I thought, but also is very huge because you don't have to worry about ammo so much.
Right. So Harley
Still want Varia.
Worry about ammo now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm getting so hype for it.
You're
I'm
good.
getting so hype. I'm getting so hype over here, Word. It's just this. We could see a round 3, and it's going to be so wild if we see a round 3.
This is scary to be doing this in the dark. She's making it. The power bombs give you some visibility for a little bit. They kill the Nami Hay, so she should be fine. But this is scary.
Yeah.
This is why I always just peek into the next room to turn the lights back on. Now she's got to figure out how to get back to ship. There is a refill there if she needs it. Honestly, I would probably go for that in this situation because her health is looking a little sketchy for that hell run to get back.
Yeah. Okay.
Zebra right on her heels though, about to get his own charge beam.
No. It's a tough call here. She could go to the left to get that wreath charge station. That's not a bad idea.
Careful, Harley.
Oh, Harley, come on,
Those
girl.
hoppers, she should be fine here. Those hoppers hit hard, but she killed all 3 of them now, so she should be fine.
Word, I hate those purple hoppers right there. Those things do so much damage.
Yep. Ask me how many times I've died to that.
Oh, you and me both. You and me both, dude. Harley refilling.
All right, Harley with a refill. So she should be able to get back to ship pretty reasonably here. One thing I'm noticing, though, is we still don't have a way up and down Main Street, which we will need to do eventually for our bowling alley and metal pirates. Honestly, I think it's probably a good thing that we don't have a way up just yet, because that could, if our runners don't know that you need to do Fantoon first, they could get baited into going down there early and not be able to complete that objective.
Right. Harley playing these rooms cautiously. She wants to go into this heated room with maximum health. I don't blame her. I think she is playing a little bit more cautious than Zebra, and I'm wondering how that will play into the end game.
Yeah, but to be fair, being slow is faster than being dead. So, I mean, I can't really blame her for being careful, because if you die there and you have to reset all that progress and do it again, that's going to lose you so much time.
Yeah.
So making sure you can actually get through live. Casper causing problems again.
I know. I had to move the microphone away. I've had another sneezing fit. Oh, it's that time of year, y'all.
Woohoo!
Ugh.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I don't typically think of winter as being allergy season, but like it's definitely when I get the most sick. Because like you don't think about pollen, but it's cold weather, man. Just does something.
Yeah, it really does.
All right. Harley checking Bryn, and it's worst room in the game. Turn around.
Turn around. Turn around. That is the right call. Turn around.
Yep. There's a save here though. If she decides to go for that, there's another Bryn entrance, which Zebra has also found, which is a one-way with a tank, an energy tank to be precise. So that's valuable at this point in the game, but not game changing just yet. Right. So
we see the major. Go ahead.
The major off of Red Tower, that was Spazer, I think.
Okay. But what about the major to the east of ship?
East of ship.
Yeah, there was one on the far right of north there.
Actually, I didn't see that one. I know Zebra was over there, and he did Crocomire trying to get back. So I don't.
Oh, okay. Horse Girl telling us that it was X-Ray over there.
Okay.
Thank you, Horse Girl.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Rocky. Thank you.
Zebra tried to go up worst room in the game with the little PRKD strat. Didn't work out for him because that is a very tough strat.
That is a tough strat.
I definitely would not be trying that at this point. It's probably possible, but it's certainly not in logic with only 3 tanks.
Right. With 3 E-tanks, gosh, I don't even know if I would go anywhere near worst room in the game. Yeah. Not with 3 E-tanks and Novaria. So... Oh, we have a cursor on the screen. We have a mouse cursor on the screen. That's okay. Hi, little mouse cursor.
It's fine. I mean, as an emulator player, I get it.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. It happens.
All right, so yeah, I think at this point, Torian is just the play. Bryn is kind of blocked off on both sides. Going back to our starting area, similarly, is kind of blocked off. So Torian, I think, is the only way forward. Because back in, where did we start? I forgot already. Meridia? Yeah, Meridia. Because back in Meridia, we had the 2 objectives, but there weren't any more majors to let us get to those. So I think Torian is literally the only path forward here. That I saw, anyway.
Mm. Yeah, something kind of cool here that I want to point out is that Harley is... Oh, no, wait, never mind. Okay. I thought he was making these jumps with high jump boots on. I was like, wait, isn't that, like, not possible? Nope. Like, well, maybe it is.
Oh, it's possible. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
So, Harley very, very wisely turning that off to make sure she can just get them quickly.
That's good. That's good. And Zebra did it too, so that's good. I know that can be a knowledge check for some players because, it happened to me one time. I didn't know that it would be better to turn high jump off in that situation. Harley finding Spacer. I'm sure she's not that happy about that. But
hopefully she does. Yeah. Hopefully she does just make the play to go into Torian instead of going for that major in the east. Because I think that is the big difference right now between the 2 runners is Mr. Zebra knows that X-ray is not valuable here. So he knows to just go to Torian, whereas she might actually go there and burn a little bit of time. I do like the save here. Chip save after all the stuff she's done. The plasma spark room save is not exactly the best one you could be going for. Unfortunately, I think that's going to bait her into checking X-ray here.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I think she's going to check X-ray.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, she doesn't know what it is, so I don't think that this is a bad play. I mean, we even saw Mr. Zebra doing this earlier, so this isn't a bad play.
Yeah.
I think with Space Jump, it's possible for her to do this more quickly. Yeah,
I think so. I'm hoping to see her just revert, because I think Croc was the path back, and if she chooses to go fight Croc after picking up X-ray, that's just a time loss. Like, there's no reason for her to do that now with the map and the knowledge that it's just a missile.
And, learning to use a pivot save is very crucial. Oh, I see that she's upset.
Just revert. It's not worth the time to keep it.
It's not worth the time.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Good job.
Good play. Using pivot saves is something, that I've recently come into more awareness of how important it is. Thanks to some special help from a friend that I saw earlier in chat. You know who you are.
Goodbye, X mode, I guess.
Goodbye, X mode.
Poor D Rocky.
I know. I'm so sorry, D Rocky.
We were so sure Harley was going to do that for us, but no.
Right. I actually don't even know how to do X mode.
I don't either. I've learned G mode, and by proxy I've learned R mode. I know X mode is some other variant of something similar, but I don't know what.
See, I don't even know how to enter into G mode or R mode either. So you actually have 2 up on me there.
Yeah, it came up once in an expert seed. I really didn't want to do it, but I had to, so I was forced to learn.
No, I get it. I had to learn how to. I don't know if this was the expert seed I played or the extreme seed I played. I played one of each difficulty of those difficulties, and right out the gate, one of those seeds, the first thing that you had to do was tunnel crawling.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
Yay! I actually haven't had to do that yet, thankfully.
Yes, I had to learn on the fly for step 1 in logic, or like how to.
Was it Morph Ball in Green Hill Zone?
Yes.
Yep. I think I saw Oates learning that at one point. It's like, I don't want to do that.
I'm so sorry. It was not. It was grapple.
Okay.
So I had to learn how to tunnel crawl right to left and left to right.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
Yes, and in the meantime, I was learning as I was learning how to do that for 3 hours. Eddie was spamming TTS on me the entire time. trying
Naturally.
to.
Of course. What else would you do?
Funny. But what else would you do? It was very funny. It was very funny. I appreciated Eddie for making me go insane that night.
All
So
right, Zebra taking
is
on Fantoon, yeah.
taking on Fantoon.
This is the 3 tanks makes this fight doable, but not trivial by any stretch because each hit from Fantoon or his flames will do 40 damage. And Fantoon can be quite notorious for refusing to drop health sometimes. So yeah, you can see he's already down 2 tanks. So this is a dangerous fight for sure. It's doable, but make a few too many mistakes and you're just dead.
Yes, exactly. And you know, as a KPDR speedrunner, Fantoon is no slouch. Fantoon is a hard boss fight no matter what category you're playing. But I would say that doing it with a PRKD doing Fantoon with the PRKD loadout, very hard because the bash, like from Fantoon's bash attack does a ton of damage, and 3 tank, like you said, it's a lot safer. But if you got less than 3 tanks, it's really dangerous, very dangerous.
Harley getting the news that it is the Fantoon map. Unfortunately, having to go across a hell room and back to find that out. So Harley's got a couple options here. She'll need to do a cross room jump from the bottom to get up to the first ledge, or she could just make it all the way up to the right with high jump and speed. If you get a good enough jump, you can slip past the corner of that ceiling and be able to wall jump past the water. So nicely done.
Definitely. My girl Harley's a pro. She knows what she's doing. Yeah, this is still a tough seed, though. I still feel like it's any person's game.
Yeah, no, this is still very close.
Zebra does have Fantoon killed, which I think does put him at a slight advantage over Harley, but Harley does have screw attack, which makes it makes the pirates a lot easier to take care of, particularly the plasma room pirates.
It also makes Fantoon a lot easier because you can just screw attack through a lot of the hitboxes.
Exactly. That bashing that we were talking about earlier can be very easily avoided with something like screw attack, so that's cool. I'm sure Harley's very, very relieved that she has that. I also imagine that she really wants to find Fantoon because she knows that Fantoon is near. And I'm wondering what her game plan is right now. Because
there's a farm bug right next to the door for Fantoon here, so she can farm up. So that shouldn't be a problem. Or she could just go straight in.
And Harley is a KPDR runner, like myself. She almost has a sub 50 time.
She's very close to sub 50.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's very, very close. I think it's like 50-15, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
50-12, I think, something like that. So she does know how to do Fantoon.
Ooh, let's go.
Beautiful.
X Factor opener, very nice.
Oh, I know she's been working hard at that, too. Very hard at that. I know she's been working hard at that. Beautiful start here. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right, Harley. See, you're shaking your head. I know it. I get it. It's frustrating. Fantoon's frustrating. But you got
this. His health though. One more hit and she's dead. Oh, and Fantoon's dead. Very nicely done.
Fantoon.
Oh boy, that was terrifying.
See it? Oh my
GG's.
God! GG's. I saw her just. I saw the face. I saw how relieved she was there. Look, I see her smiling. I think she's just. I think that'll put a smile on my face too. It puts a smile on anybody.
Gotta be proud of that one. That was very well done.
Oh yeah, that was clutch. Beautiful. That was beautiful. I'm gonna have to message her later. I just. That was awesome.
Okay, Zebra clearing out the rest of Torian. Doesn't seem like there's much here. There's that screw attack that Harley already picked up. Otherwise, it's just health and X's, which aren't strictly necessary if our runners can find Varia. So it's going to be interesting to see what Harley chooses to do here. Does she do the same detours that Zebra did? Or does she just leave because there's not a lot here?
Oh,
I think
a major here.
I think a big difference is going to be the fact that Harley already picked up that screw attack. So once she gets the map, she won't be tempted to go for it. That might be like the entire reason for all these detours that Zebra is making.
That's a good point. I know. Oh, Harley.
Okay. She made it through here once before, so she should be fine. There should be some farms or something to get her health back, I hope.
She'll be good here. She'll be good here. I'm wondering if she's, getting maybe a little bit.
Okay, yeah, there's a farm at the top there. She'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm wondering if she's just getting a little bit of decision paralysis here. I still think that our runners are both very even. It's still any person's game. Still anybody's game here. But you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. You got to make decisions quick. You got to keep moving. There's a lot of map here. We've got Zebra checking out the map right here. We have not seen every area yet. We've only seen 3 areas, I think, right, Word?
Yes. Only 3. No, we sort of seen 4. We peeked into Bryn, but we couldn't access it.
Okay.
Oh, that might be what Zebra... That's why Zebra's collecting all the health, because he wants to go to Bryn now.
Ooh, okay.
Which probably is the path forward, thinking about it, because we still don't have a way up from Main Street if we go down there.
Going back through Croc Speedway.
What happened to Harley? Why is she back down here? I hope she didn't die.
Sure. No, I didn't see her get killed. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure why she went that way. My thinking is that maybe she's just. It's possible she had a little bit of decision paralysis there.
Did she get a save after Fantoon?
I actually couldn't tell you. I'm not sure. Almost died in heat. Yeah, I must have missed that, Horse Girl. She
saved after Fantoon. Okay, cool. Good. That would be a tragic time loss right there.
Right. I know that from, based on our conversations before, I know that Harley can kind of struggle with a little bit of decision paralysis every now and then, especially in hub areas where there's a lot of different directions to go to. So I'm hoping that she's going to be okay. I'm hoping she's going to be able to, keep her head, head clear and everything like that. Oh, don't.
Okay, he's crystal flashing. He's fine.
Ooh, that was
slight knowledge check here for Zebra. It didn't appear that he knows you can screw attack through those blocks at the bottom of worst room in the game. You can't screw attack the top ones, oddly enough, because those are shot blocks and not bomb blocks. But yeah, lots of weird quirks to some of these rooms.
Worst room in the game is worst room in the game for a reason.
Yeah, that is the official name.
Yes, I think the only category that that treats that room kind of like it's a joke is 100% item collection. In all other categories, there's a reason why that room is called the name that it is called, because that is a room where a lot of runs can end. I think Hundo is really the only speedrun category that kind of just treats that room like a joke.
Ooh, nice revert from Harley. Because she saved after Fantoon, she was able to get the map and just revert out instead of making any detours. So she is going to save that time. That does mean if she goes to Bryn, she will be having to do worst room in the game on 3 tanks. But with high jump, screw attack, and space jump, that is certainly doable.
Hmm. I think our runners are still pretty even. Ooh, Zebra almost
Yeah.
committing.
Zebra has a slight lead, just because he's exploring new regions, but it doesn't look like he's found anything of consequence just yet.
Right. I still think
Okay.
it's any person's game, but I do I do think Harley's kind of maybe struggling to make a decision here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm hoping. Gosh,
Yeah, it is a tough spot to figure out what's next. Because again, even though like 3 tanks with current equipment is enough to get through worst room in the game, if you haven't like practiced that or like learned exactly what you need to do that, it can definitely be scary and like not obviously the path forward. I think it is the only real path forward right now, but it's not always going to be the first thing you think of.
word. I'm a little worried about Harley here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what she's doing. I think that maybe she's made a mistake. She reverted back to a save before Fantoon.
No, I think this was still after Fantoon. Because after she got the map, she
Okay.
double reverted, I saw. So I think she saved after Fantoon, and then she saved on the way up to the map.
Okay. I must have read
I think
the
that's what's
map
happening
wrong.
here.
I'm sorry, y'all. I must have read the map wrong. I got a little worried for a second, thinking it might have been an accident.
Oh no, actually, I think you're right.
Was it an accident? Did she not? Did she do that on accident? Not realizing it?
Yeah, this could be bad. This could be very bad.
Boss market is back.
Yeah.
When she reverted to the save, did she? I noticed she reverted twice.
Yeah, I think she needed to revert 3 times instead of twice. And she saved again. This is bad. She reverted her Fantoon kill. Because if you look at the map on West Ocean, she hasn't covered those map tiles.
Right. I saw that, and I was wondering, was this on purpose or accident, or?
I think it was accidental because she did. I think she did have a save after Fantoon in that same location, but because she also had a save before Fantoon in that location, when she double reverted, she reverted back to that one instead of the one that was after Fantoon. This is where you do have to be careful with your reverts. If you get too crazy with them, you got to be able to keep track.
Oh, Harley, I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hopefully she realizes it. But that does mean having to kill Fantoon again, which would suck. Welcome, SpeedGaming.
I'm
with the raid.
suspecting that she's realizing it.
Nope. I don't think she
No.
noticed.
Oh,
That's tragic.
oh, Harley,
That is so tragic.
girl, I'm so sorry.
'Cause, like, otherwise, I think this was a good play. Like, she wants the health to make sure she can get through worst room in the game, so she reverts back to the save that she had in that location after killing Fantoon. But she didn't notice that she reverted to the one that was before the Fantoon kill.
Right.
And it's just so tragic.
Oh, well, I guess Harley's going to make some progression through the seed, and at some point, I guess she'll I guess at some point she'll realize what happened.
She will have to come back this way eventually. I think Taurine is a bit of a dead end, but it's not that far out of the way. So if she manages to notice, she'll have the opportunity to go back and do the kill again. It is a detour, but it could be worse.
Yeah, that's.
But if she tries to go to bowling and then doesn't realize that Fantoon isn't dead, that's some tough hits. She made it through, but man.
Made it through.
Oh.
This is.
She can crystal flash. I'm not sure if she'll think of that. Yeah, she's just gonna farm up here. No. You have to be below 50 health.
You have to be a little below 50, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, she does see that crystal flash is an option, so that's good.
Yeah. Oh, word, my heart is breaking here.
Yeah.
I have
never seen the Tails crystal flash animation. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I am glad you did that. And I think that's smart. And there's Varia. So, dang, I feel bad for Harley here, but I guess we just have to, say it at this point that Zebra's lead here is pretty far now. Because Zebra does have Fantoon killed correctly.
Yeah.
Correct, right? Okay, I thought that. Yeah. Well, with Zebra since Zebra has Fantoon killed and Varia has been acquired, and without Harley knowing that she has unfortunately not killed that Fantoon, I guess Zebra's in a pretty far advantage now.
Yeah, definitely. At this point, it's Zebra's game to lose. I think largely because of that Fantoon. If it wasn't for that, like, Harley could just pick a few different doors than what Zebra did and like find Varia sooner and then have to do less farming, and that could conceivably give her a way to catch up. But knowing that she's also going to have to take the detour to kill Fantoon again, if she even realizes that Fantoon was reverted, that's going to be a pretty big time loss there.
My only hope is that she, when she comes to the realization what happened, that that she doesn't take it too hard. That's a tough lesson to learn. I just hope she doesn't take it too hard and keep her head in the game. I guess in the meantime, Zebra's continuing to progress. 25 supers and charge wave phaser is this is a good ammo loadout. I mean,
yeah. Zebra is like primed for most anything at this point. Right. Well, I say that we still don't have good water movement. We have high jump and that's it.
Right.
So Main Street could still be a problem for both of our runners. Both runners in the same room now. So that's interesting.
Let's see. Yeah, they're doing a little high five in here. Okay.
Getting Bryn map at the same time. Like, again, if it wasn't for the Fantoon situation, this could be a really good opportunity for Harley to catch up. Because there's Plasma Pirates, there's Varia that she can go back for later. And it's through Croc Speedway, so that's a quick trip on the way back. So yeah, like getting that map first instead of doing all the exploring that Zebra did, that's honestly a huge time save in and of itself.
We did locate the plasma room on the map, so both runners know about the plasma room.
So, and that's all of our objectives located actually. Plasma Pirates and then Metal Pirates are down with bowling. But again, the tragic thing is, unless Harley notices, she's going to get down to bowling, try to do it, and it's not going to work because Fantoon isn't dead.
Yeah, that's such a tragedy because I really do think that they were very close to each other. I don't know if they were quite neck and neck. But I think the only difference at that moment was that Harley was playing a little bit more cautiously than Zebra and not getting in the amount of exploring that Zebra was at the time. But I think that they were until that moment they were really close. And I guess, I mean, what are you going to do? Accidents happen, right? I mean,
Yeah.
they just happen.
And if it's any consolation, I'm pretty sure Oates has done the exact same thing before in a race. I don't know the exact circumstances, but I definitely remember some conversation afterward of like, yeah, no, Oates reverted his Fantoon kill. Okay, good. Harley, I was pretty sure, but I wasn't 100% sure that Harley knew she could back up and shoot that gate to move it.
There's another little nuance from what Harley's doing right there in that room that I showed her, and it's when you're at the Chozo statue picking up the item, and you don't have regular bombs or a power bomb you want to use to get up into that little nook up there. You can just wall jump off the left wall above that Chozo statue, and then morph like an Alcatraz into that hole. And that was something I was showing her the other day. So
yeah,
I'm happy.
Nice little way to save a power bomb there.
Yeah. I'm happy to see her do. I'm happy to see her do that, because that's a very tricky little. I guess Alcatraz, if you want to call it that, and I'm proud she was able to pull it off so quickly. So.
So Harley now realizing something that I'm just now realizing is the way to get to Plasma Pirates is through Everest, and we don't really have a way up. Because we start in the bottom left door and it's a water room, and then you have to go up that door and then down through the bottom left door. But without ice or spring ball or gravity, I don't think we have a way to actually get up to that ledge in hard logic. You can underwater wall jump it, but that is ambitious to say the least.
We'll have to see what happens.
Oh, this is very creative. This actually might work from Zebra. I don't know, actually. I don't know if you can do that. Zebra is trying to charge a spark in Flyway here, and then shoot the door and spark up through, which would get you up. But I don't know if you have time to do all of that without bonking the door.
Huh.
Now he's trying to cross-room jump. You can do a cross-room jump to get up, but I don't think he would have momentum to carry into Everest that way.
Yeah, is that
he's being very persistent about this, but I don't know that this is going to work out for him.
Is that enough tiles? I'm not sure.
I mean, it's enough tiles to get a jump into the door. I just don't know if it will carry through into Everest to get him up to the ledge.
Nito in chat says you have to do something pretty complicated to get a spark through the door.
Okay.
I would imagine, Nito, that you would have to maybe jump and then shoot a charged wave shot up, or not necessarily a charged wave shot, but shoot a wave shot up and then spark. But like, yeah, that sounds really complicated. Like I don't think I could do it. I know that.
Okay, Harley should be about to find Varia here. I think she's hoping for gravity or something to get her up Everest. Unfortunately, we know that's not the case. But yeah, this could be a very important part of the run here. If Zebra keeps attempting this cross-room jump, which I don't think is going to work, if he keeps attempting this could burn a lot of time and give Harley a chance to catch up, because she's bailing on what she knows she can't do with confidence and looking for another option.
It is a bold strategy, and I definitely respect any bold strategy.
Yeah.
This is... I like the idea of it. I definitely think coming from the left is probably the better call than coming from the right, given the runway. But I don't know. We could be getting a little bit of tunnel vision here from Zebra. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's
That could
exactly
be
what
what's
this
happening.
is. Because, like, with as much as he's struggling to get this crossroom jump in the first place, it doesn't look like he's put a lot of time into practicing this particular jump at all. Which a speed I'm seeing from it could be enough, but that also might be so much speed that he just bonks the door anyway. This doesn't feel like something he knows will work. It looks more like something he's trying to lab out on the fly, which is probably
Right.
not the best thing to be doing in a race unless you
Well,
absolutely have to.
right. It's a tough call. We've got kind of a funny little situation here where, Zebra's, if it's okay for me to say, kind of tunnel visioning here right now. But Harley is in this situation where she doesn't know that she has to kill Fantoon again, and
Yeah.
So even accounting what's happening here on Zebra's end, I don't know if it's enough to like put Harley in a space or a place where she can catch back up. Because she still hasn't she still hasn't realized the Fantoon situation.
I do think the best case scenario for that Fantoon situation is for Harley to find gravity. Because, like, with her current equipment, if she has to go back for Fantoon, that's a lot of water rooms, a lot of navigation, especially if she goes to bowling first.
Right.
But if you get gravity, the time it takes to navigate those rooms gets cut in half.
We do have 3 majors here.
Yes. So there's a very good chance that one of those is gravity.
Right.
It could be just spring ball and grapple, which I think would be the worst case scenario. But if one of those is gravity and Mr. Zebra just keeps burning time on this, that could give Harley enough of a lead to realize her mistake with Fantoon and make up for it. And it's spring ball. It's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign, but there are 3 other majors here. She can get to each of them. And
yeah,
one of them
I'm
is in a
torn
water room. She does have... Gosh.
So here's the thing. That spring ball is go mode. Because that allows you to get up and down Main Street. It allows you to get up and down Everest. And we know where all the objectives are. So if I'm Harley in this position, not knowing that she has to re-kill Fantoon, I'm just thinking, I'm going to leave because I have everything I need.
Right.
These majors are quick enough that, like, looks like she is going for one of them, so hopefully this is good.
Yeah, and she can, all the majors up here, she can get all of them.
Plasma's good.
Plasma will definitely help take out...
She's going for it.
Plasma will definitely help her. Plasma will help her with the Ninja Metal Pirates and the Plasma Room Pirates. So this could be, I don't know, grapple. This could be bombs. This could be ice. This could be gravity. And I don't think we've seen X-ray yet either. What if it's X-ray? I mean...
no, we did see X-ray. It was on the east of Norfair.
Oh, we did? We did? Okay, here we go. This could be a difference maker right here.
Okay.
Oh,
hopefully
no,
the major's
Harley.
on the left. It is not. Oh.
It is not.
Ice would be nice to have for Mother Brain, for sure. She should be able to get around quickly enough, though, and do it again. If she wants to.
I think...
for Ice Beam, I would.
She can if she want to. She can if she can if she want to. I think you're right, Word. I think the right call is to go get it. That's okay. Don't get in your head, girl. Don't get in your head. It's all good. It's tough because when you have these kinds of shambles, like Harley is having, and Zebra is having, the more mistakes you make, the harder it can be to keep your head on straight, to keep your head cool, to think to think clearly, and uh, and that's the thing about map rando. If you can, like, so much of it, especially in race competition, is just thinking clearly, and keeping a cool head, and that's so tough to do, especially in a tournament, especially in a race. So I have a theory word that, because we saw Zebra's cursor leave the screen. Do you think Zebra was looking at the logic page for this room?
I think that's very likely, because whenever I end up leaving my cursor on screen, that's usually exactly why. Because I'm moving my mouse around, looking through web pages, finding logic tab for something. But it looks to me like he's still looking at the crossroom jump logic, which it might work. To me, it doesn't feel like it's the answer. It doesn't feel like you would have enough momentum to do this particular thing. But
is this trick in hard? Is it in hard? No. Tricky?
I do not. No, this crossroom jump is not, to my knowledge.
So Zebra's doing something out of logical. Okay.
Yeah, and he's, like you said, he's absolutely tunnel visioning, because again, in his mind, he has all of the objectives in sight. If he can get this one, then he just goes back for the other two. Which even then, I think he still needs spring ball or gravity or something to get to those objectives anyway. But it just feels like he's tunnel visioning on this specific thing because he doesn't want to backtrack for it later.
Yeah. Okay. Oh. Yes, and for those in chat that don't know, Charles, you can tell the little gold Samus, the little gold Samus helmet under their names. That indicates that Zebra is 1-0 against Harley. Well, maybe Megumin over here, Charles, can cast a big enough fireball spell and, maybe blow some of the map up.
Oh, this is an annoying route. Yeah, because the climb supers is one way, so Harley's going to have to go back up and around to get back to Brinstar. I mean, is she trying this? It's possible, but ambitious. Okay, no, she's giving up on it.
Okay.
So you could charge a blue suit, a speed booster from in this room, and then space jump across and then mock ball through to go down climb supers. But considering the way the map's laid out, I think she needs to go to the left side of Bryn anyway, because the other side would be reverse Croc Speedway to get back to Everest. So I think going up and around is absolutely the right play here.
I see we have some folks that have just joined us here. This is round 2 of our copper bracket match between Harley Hardt and Mr. Zebra. It is very difficult to tell at this point who is behind and who is ahead. We've unfortunately had a very tragic situation earlier where Harley had defeated Fantoon and then overwrit her save on accident without her knowledge of that happening. So she actually does not know that she has not killed Fantoon, which was, of course, very tragic. My heart kind of broke for her there, that she's unaware of that happening. And Zebra has also had a very tragic situation where Zebra tunnel visioned on a very complicated out of logic trick that was not really I guess it was possible, but like
maybe we're unsure if it was even going to work, and if it did, it would have been very precise.
Yes, and but how much time do you say Zebra lost on tunnel visioning there?
I wasn't watching the timer. At least 10 minutes.
Yeah, it had to have been at least 10 minutes. I agree.
So like, if If it wasn't for the Fantoon situation, Harley would be very solidly in the lead right now because of that tunnel
Right.
vision.
Um,
But because she doesn't have the Fantoon kill, and more importantly, because she doesn't know she lost the Fantoon kill, it's very hard to say who's in the lead right now.
right.
12
It
minutes,
is,
says Kienja.
and Horse Girl as well confirms that. So, um, Mother
Um,
Brain is pretty far, if I recall a word. Is that correct?
it's not that far out of the way from Mother Brain. The big problem is bowling is very far from Fantoon.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it could be that she'll get to bowling before she even realizes that she needs to go back to for Fantoon.
Right. This is just the whole situation is just very tragic for both of them. Zebra losing 12 minutes to a trick that to that trick, and Harley unaware that she has not killed Fantoon. It's hard to say what's going to happen.
My secret hope is that she'll check the map to see what are my other objectives again, and then she'll see the check mark missing from Fantoon. I think that's her best hope of spotting it soon enough to make up for that mistake. Wait,
I also want to point out, though, word
Okay.
that Zebra just picked up gravity.
Where
This
was
is
that?
gonna get. I'm. Yeah.
It was in Wex ship. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad here for Harley.
Yeah. I actually missed the pickup of it. I saw Horse Girl turn the gravity light on. So that's gonna be pretty. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
I
pretty
think
tragic.
yeah, I think that puts Zebra in the lead here. Because he will be able to do all of these water rooms much faster than Harley, and on top of that, Harley still has to detour for Fantoon, and there's still a lot of water rooms to come. Both Metal Pirates and Bowling were down below Main Street, which is going to be very slow without Gravity Suit. Yeah, already Mr. Zebra is right here.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. That's so rough. Word. I feel real bad. Yeah, I feel real bad because that about the Fantoon situation because that was just
Yeah, because
100% accident.
Yeah, it was an accident, and I think she was using her reverts very, very smartly. I think she had a good game plan for it and is pretty clever, and I think she was using her reverts well. It's just she had two reverts in the same location, and it wasn't obvious that the one she reverted to was the one before Fantoon instead of after, because she hadn't really grabbed any items in between. So it's just a really unfortunate situation. That's an easy mistake to make because she was otherwise doing what I would say the correct option.
Oh, it is. It is possible, according to what I'm seeing in chat, that that maybe she knows now.
It's possible.
It's possible. I don't want to say that that's confirmed, but it is possible. I do think that she's starting to come to the realization. Well, I don't know. Gosh, I don't know. This is just so hard to call. We can't. We just can't know.
Yeah, I'm with Path on this one. It's if you see the room and it's turned off, in a vacuum, it can be obvious that Fantoon is not dead still. But when you've got so many other things going through your mind in the middle of a race, that's just not something you're thinking about. You're just oh, I know how to do this room. You're not thinking, oh, this room is in a different state than it should be. You're just thinking, I know this room is in this state, and I know how to navigate this room in this state. That's usually where your brain is at for stuff like that.
Right. And when you're just in a race, when you're in a race, things can get so heated, and you're moving so fast in your mind. Oh, and then yeah. Oh, you're moving so fast in your mind that I guess you can just skip things sometimes, you know?
Especially again in the pressure of a tournament race, where you're just like,
Hmm.
if I spend too much time thinking about this, I'm just gonna be behind. It's like it's really easy to get your mind in a state where you're just missing what feels like obvious stuff, because it's your brain is just somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like D-Rocky says, anything can happen, mistakes can happen, overlooks can happen, and it's a tragedy when you see one, when it happens in front of you. And my only hope here is that Harley doesn't take that
Okay, there's
too far,
gravity.
keeps
What?
trying and stuff.
I'm not sure what Harley's looking for at this point. Did she not spot bowling?
I'm not
Because
sure
we've seen
either.
all of the objectives at this point. She has gravity suit and all the beams and Varia suit. She does not need anything else right now. She's getting the map quickly enough, so this will turn her around, at least.
Okay, we have one major in here.
That's bombs.
It's
That's the only
bombs.
one left.
Right.
Yeah, I think she's
my-
looking for her fourth objective, because that bowling is hard to spot. It's just
It
one
is.
tile of an objective marker.
Oh, and Harley was saying in the race room that she's never done a random objective seed before, so I don't think she knows what she's looking for. And
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's very, very likely cryptic.
Yeah.
It's it's
I
just
saw the look of worry on her face too. I think she's starting to get worried, and
okay. So there's bowling right there. If she saw it, yeah, she's look. I don't think she spotted it.
yeah. And again, I know we've been talking about this a lot tonight, but these are knowledge checks, and you can't. This is a very silly phrase, but like you can't you can't know an unknown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. And we're kind of seeing that right here. Map rando is hard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. If you've ever looked at the logic page for map rando, it's hard. You can go room by room and look up every way you can get through a room, through every single difficulty, and your mind has to be a steel trap to remember all of it. It's just so much to remember.
Yep.
I mean,
I think on any given room, I think if you look up just all the strats that are included in the map rando logic, I think 50 strats is a low number for the average room. Like, just the number of things that the randomizer itself has to calculate for all the various difficulties and things, and then being a player trying to keep track, keep some semblance of understanding of all that is ridiculous.
yeah, it's ridiculous is a good way to describe it. And to compare this into my own experience, yeah, I've mentioned this a few times. My first speedrun category was 100% item collection. I played that category for 3 years before moving on to any percent KPDR, which I've now put almost 3 years into. And I can tell you right now that, there's a lot of strats, individual room strats for Hundo that, I can recall off the top of my head, but I know I can't do them right now because I would need practice. And I can also say too that like if I were to do a category that I've never played before, like low percent speed, or gosh, I don't know, low percent power bomb dash power bomb, I couldn't do it because those categories require complicated strats that I don't know how to do. And he says again, we go back to this, but like you can't know an unknown. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like to use the term whack-a-mole with all the things you learn in Super Metroid, because that's what it feels like sometimes. You learn one thing, and then it feels like after you've learned 5 things, you've unlearned 2. And you have to go back and work those back out because you're just struggling with those now because you weren't struggling with it before, but then suddenly now it's a problem again.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
It's video game hard. That's what I'm getting at.
That is the unique thing about Super Metroid, that you can, and that doesn't just apply to randomizers like you're saying. That also applies to speedrunning too, because you can get really good at one trick that has a really demanding skill to learn, and then suddenly something that you learned half a year ago that you were adept at, it's suddenly broken and you have to relearn it.
Yep.
That is just a unique quality about Super Metroid. Also, to bring it back a little bit home to the match, Harley did see the beginning. Harley did see the Mother Brain Room and saw the 3 barriers there for entry, and I saw the look on her face, and it's hit her that something happened with Fantoon, and I can see that she's just really not happy right now about that.
Yeah.
And like I said, we all knew that it was going to happen, that there would be a moment of realization. I think we finally saw it, and my heart's breaking for her. My heart is breaking for her. I feel really bad about it. And accidents happen. Like D-Rocky said earlier, accidents happen, and my hope is that she'll keep pushing and keep working and keep learning. And I have to say, I do feel the same way about Zebra. Zebra had a 12-minute tunnel vision on an out of logic trick that was extremely difficult, if not possibly impossible to pull off. And and I feel bad that happened. And so I'm hoping that, despite the circumstances, that both of these runners will, keep working at it, keep learning from the experiences, and keep trying hard on improving their game and stuff,
Yeah. Yeah, because both of these runners definitely have shown us some really impressive stuff. Some unfortunate happenstances in both of these races, but definitely like I said, a lot of impressive stuff. There's nothing to be ashamed of, and they both. I think both of these runners have a lot of potential going forward, to do really well in future tournaments, and just in the game in general. They both got a lot of good stuff.
Right. They're both very good players, and I want to stress that. And I think you're 100% right, Word. You're 100% right. These are both very good players. I think that, accidents happen, and it's just, it's unfortunate, it happens. Well, since Zebra's about to wrap us up here in the Mother Brain Room, do you guys want to put together your guesses for the escape room timer?
As a note, both Mother Brain and Ship are in Norfair. I seem to remember it being like a loop around, like you had to go out the left side of Mother Brain and back to the right for ship. I could be lying to you, but I think that's how it went. So my guess, I'm gonna say 105.
I'm gonna guess 45 seconds. I'm gonna guess it's more. Maybe that's a bit too aggressive, but I'm gonna take a stab and say it's 45. Could be a little bit.
Being very aggressive with the 2-hour guess.
Now that's a different kind of aggression to Kona. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Harley just realized it right now.
Yeah, I think she was seeing that and being like, wait, again, this is 55 seconds, by the way. Gameaholic with the 55. Congratulations. And Horse Girl Esports with the 55. Both of you win metaphorical cookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this being the first time Harley's done random objectives, she didn't really seem to understand the format. I think she was a little confused at what she was going for at all. So like when she saw the Mother Brain, I think that was more the realizations like, oh, I need to do these other things. But then now that she can't do bowling is when she finally realizes that something's wrong with Fantoon.
Yeah. Gosh, I feel bad for her. This is a rough one. I mean, I feel bad for Zebra too on what happened with the tube room, but
yeah.
All right, that's time. We have a winner.
All right, get your GGs in chat.
GGs.
Zebra has finished with a 118.42.
I'm sure. Oof, this was a tough one. This was definitely a tough one. Well, stick around, everybody. We're gonna have post-match interviews here in just a moment. So give us a moment to pull folks in for this one. Oh, and we have Harley here with us now. Hi, Harley.
What?
And we have Zebra joining us. Hello, Zebra. Congratulations, Zebra.
Thank you.
So, gosh, I'm a little, I'm a little tongue twisted right here.
There was a lot that happened in those races.
Yeah.
So let's talk about game one, y'all. Yeah, tell us about how you felt about game one.
Trying to remember.
I was looking for PBs for too long again. I think that's the seed I was looking for. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember. Which one was that?
That one started next to Bubble Mountain. Mother Brain you saw pretty immediately, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I got stuck and I just like backtracked for way too long. I didn't realize that I don't know what that room's called. There was some room out after G4 and I'm like, I don't know if this is in logic, so I turned around and wasted like 20 minutes until I went back there, and then once I came back it took me like 20 minutes to get the spring ball jump, so I was just like really frustrated there. I feel like that just killed me in that seed, so there's really it's just GG's at that point. I'm pretty sure it killed me just turning around. I think I was like going pretty well until I turned around there, and then I just completely killed my momentum and pretty much threw at that point.
Yeah, that came up in like we were talking about it, and Chad had several examples. That room in general, East Ocean, is a heavy knowledge check in a lot of ways because there's a lot of ways to get through it, but they're all hyper specific and hard to figure out unless you just find it either in a race or if someone tells you about it.
I pulled up the logic page, and it's just like too much on that page. I just couldn't find, and then they like condense getting out with like Spring Ball with some other stuff. Like I think they like condensed Spring Ball, Space Jump, and some other tricks, and like that really confused me.
Oh yeah,
I had that issue early on. Like not in this race, but a couple months ago.
Yeah, Zebra, fortunately, when he saw that room, knew that he could get out, so he was able to go in and get bombs pretty quickly. And unfortunately, bombs ended up just being a hard check for the rest of the seed because you couldn't progress without them.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So I mean, East Ocean just is a tremendously difficult room to have to deal with. I actually got last place in a weekly because a long time ago because like I thought I could get through that room with a minimal item loadout, and I actually couldn't. So like Word was saying, that room is just a really, really rough knowledge check room. That's just a really hard one to have to deal with.
Yeah, I just remember in Seed 1, I got more E-tanks and then not have to look for Varia at the end. But it worked out. So, for Seed. So I was looking for Varia for a little, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one was a very late. Did we even get Varia at all that time?
It was like my last check. Like right before.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I think you got full tracker on that one.
Yeah.
Before the end.
Yeah, we were joking about the bingo on the tracker. Yeah, it was at the very end of that seed. Let's talk about the second seed. How did y'all feel about the second seed? Because that was a very bizarre one.
I picked the wrong category and had no idea what was happening.
Like 15 minutes trying to jump for the one water room and failing. And then I left, and then the first check was gravity, and I'm like, oh.
Yep.
So that was fun.
Yeah,
pretty sure I accidentally reset Fantoon and didn't realize it because I had the map and I was like really confused why it wasn't checked. And then I'm like, but I have the map.
Mm-hmm.
So I also don't even know where bowling was. I was out
bowling
of my home
is weirdly marked in random objectives. It's just it only gets one tile of objective marker on the statue itself instead of the whole room.
Very fun.
Yeah, weird decision, but
I wanted to pick I wanted to pick the where you pick like 9+1 or double suit stuff. I thought that was pick a random objective, but
I see.
It was not, and I'm just like whatever, just roll with it.
Yeah, random objectives. Dealing with something like random objectives can be really, really tough. I mean, no objectives is tough. Like a lot of the unusual categories are just so hard. And I remember, I mean, this was just a really tough one. But both of y'all had some really wild moments in the mid game, Zebra, there was that one thing that you're doing in the tube room.
Way too long doing that, only to give up, and then my next check be gravity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I think at that point Harley would have been solidly in the lead if it wasn't for the Fantoon thing. Although unfortunately she found Spring Ball and a whole bunch of other majors before finding gravity. So Zebra was able to just dip in, find gravity, and leave. But But yeah, it's very, very tough seed. But yeah, definitely turning around there just to find another item would have been faster than trying to force that cross room jump, unfortunately.
The way that I could call this second seed, is just accidents happen. There was some pretty compromising situations that both of y'all got unfortunately locked in, and in various points, and there was knowledge checks, and accidents happen, and that's just one of the things about map random that's just so tough sometimes.
Yeah, these were both very puzzly seeds, and almost you would say designed to get in the way of people who don't have just a ton of experience with exactly these kind of problems.
Yeah. I do want to say, though, I think both of y'all played exceptionally well. When in the second seed, when the confidence was there, and y'all were moving and flying, and it really was exciting to watch. It really was. I do want to stress that. I do want to stress that this was definitely an exciting match, and I think when y'all were on point, y'all were both really on point, and it was really impressive. And I think both of y'all should be very very proud of some of the crazy stuff that y'all pulled off in this race. There was a lot of really, really cool, creative things that both of y'all did to get through rooms, to find items. There was a lot of really confident movement too that I saw from both of you, and a lot of really cool tricks that both of y'all pulled off. So, I think both of y'all played really well tonight. I just want to say that.
Absolutely.
So, I guess, is there anything that y'all would like to add? Anything left that y'all would like to add?
GG's and good luck continuing the copper bracket.
Yeah, GG too. And thank you for being on comms and tracking and restreaming it all.
Yeah. Shout out to Horse Girl Esports for tracking. Again, these matches don't get restreamed if we don't have trackers. So trackers are the lifeblood of the tournament. So thank you so much, Horse Girl Esports. Thank you, Bastion, for joining me on comms, and thank you everyone at home for watching. And thank you everyone working so hard to put this tournament on. This has been an amazing event. Yeah, so much work has gone into this, and I'm so happy that people enjoy watching this too. A great event all around, and GG's again to both of our runners. Obviously, it gets frustrating sometimes, but y'all both put on some really impressive stuff. GG's.
Absolutely, I agree with Word. These were very difficult seeds, and I think that both of y'all performed really well under pressure, and I really want to stress that. And everybody in chat, please, if you have not done so yet, please follow both of these runners. We've got their tags and their Twitch URLs in chat. Please follow both of them. We want to support each other out here. We want to support people in the Super Metroid community, whether they're randomizer players, map rando players, area rando players, Varia players, Dash players. We want to support them, whether they're hundo players, speedrunning, or any percent players speedrunning, low percent players. We want to support each other out here. Long live Super Metroid, y'all. I love this community. Let's show up for each other. Let's support each other.
And with that, I think we will get going. Thank you again so much for watching, everyone.